Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast. It's June 24th, 2025. I did this out of order, so welcome to the Giant Bombcast, episode 896. I am your host. A little bit foggy mentally and in the weather that I'm having. Jan Ochoa joining me, though, co-captain of the ship. His collars are pressed and clean. Jeff Grubb.
Howdy. Hey. Yeah, I started a new breathing technique to help with brain fog. You breathe less. Oxygen, it's for the birds. I don't need it anymore.
Speaking about birds, I would like a quick update on his bird situation. Dan Reichert.
Paul, the guy who's like 80 and lives on my street, came and knocked on the door the other day, and he's like, "Hey, I cut down a tree in your lawn because it's going to help with airflow." And I think he asked me if I cut down the tree, and I was like, "I don't know, sure." And so he cut down a tree. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just going to cut it down. It'll help with like woodpeckers. It'll help with the airway between you and your neighbor. You just need to carry it down to the backyard once I'm done." And I just didn't want to talk about it, so I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." And I didn't. There's just a tree that's cut down and chopped up on the side of my house now, and I don't want to do anything with it.
Sounds like you got worked.
No, I'm fine with that tree now. It's the side of my house I don't even ever see. It's on a huge hill. I can't go over there.
It sounds
safely.
like a tree chop pervert came to your house and made you deal with his mess.
He lives down the street. He does like
Tree
lawn
chop
stuff.
He lives
for
down the
everyone.
street.
Live
came
on
to your-
every street in America.
Dude, if someone came to my house and was like, "I'm chopping down one of your trees," I'm like, "I'm going to cut your legs off."
No,
what
I
do you
said
mean?
just do whatever you need to do. I don't want to talk about this.
That's one way to deal with it.
Chops is a cut of meat, and we've got the most delicious cut of meat here. That's right. He's our own filet mignon, Jeff Bakalar.
Oh, that's very nice of you to say. I love that cut of meat, even though I'm trying to slowly but surely eliminate red meat from my diet. I appreciate you giving me the best cut. Thank you, Jen.
And last but certainly not least, I didn't give him my second mic check question, so I think he's still a little bit perturbed with me. So instead, I'll give him this. He's not only the bad boy of games media, but speaking about meat, he's the meatiest man in games media. He's the rarest of rare. That's right. He's just past blue. He's still bleeding the meat juice. The hemoglobin is dripping off of him. Ew. Mike Minotti.
Hi. All that red meat is bad for you stuff. I mean, I'm sure that's true to a point, but is that maybe
it's empirically true. There's no debate.
There's no good meat for
debate.
you. Only chicken. It's like the one that's like slightly
Turkey?
okay.
Turkey's
I thought
fine.
turkey was really good
Turkey's
for you.
actually, yeah. Listen, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
What's wrong
whatever
with
you need
pork?
to tell yourself. I mean, red meat's very bad for you. I don't know what else to
What's
tell
wrong
you.
with real? Okay, but
You know,
I believe
Mike,
you.
You're right. It's just the way that Americans eat. You're wrong. Like that. I think it's like
Okay,
that.
I could definitely see us eating so much red meat that it has definitely
Yeah, I think
become
that's
a
the
problem.
short version.
I did just get back from KC, so barbecue happened a lot. I had burnt ends, which is definitely red meat, and I had pulled pork, which I do. Again, this is a genuine question here.
It's a fair
Pork is-
3.0 question.
No, this one's
wait.
actually confusing, Dan, because
Okay,
there was a
okay.
whole ad campaign calling it the other white meat, but apparently that's a
Right.
lie, maybe. So
Okay.
Wait, a
Pork is
commercial
less
lied?
healthy. Pork's less healthy than like chicken and turkey.
Pork, but
More fatty,
isn't that just
right?
because of fat content? It's just fattier pork, right?
Probably.
That's the issue.
That makes sense.
You know what? I don't know for sure. That might be what they were talking about at that time. And we know like fat is not as bad for you as we once thought. Hey, you know what? Food still confuses me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of disturbed me that everything I learned about the food pyramid may be empirically wrong.
Oh yeah, that was also a lie.
Well, yeah, that was done by Big Milk, I think.
Big Milk and the wheat farmers trying to get you to eat more bread. Yeah.
And the corn
Yeah.
people.
You need
I also
to have
think
17 bowls of cereal a day, according to this.
Just to
food
stay
pyramid.
regular.
I don't want anyone to like leave this podcast thinking pork is somehow white meat. We cannot allow that to be said.
No.
It is most certainly not.
Sure.
What do you think are the odds someone listened to GB at night and thought, maybe I'll try a silica pack?
I think
I
it's
stand by it. I am not going to back down on that. I am right about that. I am objectively right.
You could-
and I did not suggest anyone eat one.
Okay. But what's the benefit of eating one?
exactly.
None.
It's just so
a
dumb.
fun trivia thing that you can eat them. I've
but
never eaten one. I'm
there's
not
a-
curious about
you
eating
could
one.
eat paper.
Nobody should. Why would you? But you can, and you'll be fine.
You could eat a lot of things that aren't food that won't kill you.
I know,
Your
but
point is stupid.
But the interesting thing is that everyone thinks the thing that says do not eat all over it, and that's the one thing people know about it, you can just eat and it's fine.
But the
Folks,
reason
that's right.
What do you mean fine though?
We're not. You know what? We're gonna stop
But
this
but
conversation
it's-
right now.
It's more
Yeah.
likely to get lodged in your
welcome.
throat because of the
Everyone
salt
calm
content.
down.
Go
Everyone
cut down a
calm
tree.
down.
You're gonna
Go
die,
cut down
Dan.
someone's tree. Jesus
To the
Christ.
Giant Bombcast, we're a long-running podcast about video games. We're able to stay on, keep the lights on, thanks to your support. GiantBomb.com/join. If this is your first podcast, wow. And I'll say that about every single first time you listen to this podcast. Wow.
Wow.
This is the one you choose. Fantastic. You can also throw some bones at ko-fi.com/giantbomb. And we love and appreciate all of your support. That's how we're able to stay independent and keep the lights on. Mike Minotti, you're waving your hand. Are you just waving high?
No, Jeff's wife is on the camera giving him a donut. I'm waving
Whoa.
to her.
I got a
Whoa.
Hi,
donut.
Steph.
Let's get some
Donut.
donuts.
Yeah,
guy.
thank you.
What is
Thank
that,
you.
a cream-filled one?
So yeah, so the donkeys. Thanks, Best. Appreciate it.
Hey.
Hey.
Like
How'd the dentist go?
the YouTube?
Yeah.
Dan, if someone came to your door and was like, hey, I'm going to break all your windows, is that all right with you? How do you feel about that?
No.
That's different. Come on, Bacalar. come on. That's different.
You realize in order for the first step in the experiment to work, you have to take the most extreme example. Okay. See where, and then
The
slowly but
80-year-old
surely.
man that is super friendly and lives down the street and always does everyone's lawn stuff all the time and is very nice.
Yeah.
I doubt he's trying to swindle me by cutting down a tree that I
he's
don't ever
It's
see.
just not
you know?
okay. It's just not okay. It's just not okay. I don't like that he came to your house and was like, I'm cutting your tree down.
I think he was doing a favor because they're selling the house next to mine and he does a bunch of lawn stuff for
That
everyone.
sounds like that's someone else's favor.
But he's a nice man. Paul is good. He likes talking a lot.
God bless Paul.
Thank you,
Yes.
Paul.
Oh, speaking of Paul, I was in the Kansas City. I solved the dog thing. Remember my mystery dog?
Yes.
The dog that you remembered from when you were a child and
Yes,
your dad's
I
disavowed.
distinctly remember. I think we had my dad on a few years ago, and he was like,
Yeah.
we never had a dog. And I was like, yeah, we had a dog named Ringo. I distinctly remember when I was a child, we had a dog named Ringo. And he's like, we never had a dog. I've never once had a dog. We did fucking have a dog. I was right. He was wrong. I was at the lake with my mom, my dad, my mom's husband, my sisters, all that, my niece. And so we're sitting around, and it came up, and mom's like, yeah, we had a dog named Ringo. And I was like, yes, holy shit. Because remember, I showed a picture, and my face wasn't in it, and it was all like, oh, Dan made up this dog. No, I had a dog named Ringo, and the story behind it's just very weird and depressing. So basically,
Did my grandpa get involved?
Sounds like
it's
it.
like it's dark in a weirder way, in a more
Weirder
Paul
way.
Reichert way. So, okay, my mom had a dog named Bo before Ringo when she got married to my dad, and she had Bo for 7 years and loved this little dog named Bo. Apparently, Bo got out, and ran away. And they went to the animal shelter, found them, and my mom and my dad went to go pick up Bo. And my mom was like, oh, thank God, Bo's alive, Bo's safe. But the animal shelter said, okay, well, for the services and everything, it's $85 to take him home. And my dad wouldn't let her take her beloved dog home because he wanted to save $85.
Oh my God.
So my mom secretly got Ringo because she wanted the dog and could not bring her beloved dog home.
Mike,
because of
this is
$85.
worse than your grandfather.
Oh, yeah. Shoot all the dogs you want. Come on. This is
And
crazy.
When my mom told this story, my dad laughed.
Oh my God.
And
Oh my God.
My sister called him a monster to his face.
Oh, that's putting it lightly. I'm sorry, but that's really dark, man.
Yeah, I told you, yes. Like we joke about my dad's cheapness and stuff, but ooh,
Man,
boy.
I
Paul
think
came
this
off really well in the last voicemail dump
Yeah.
truck. I
He
think.
That's what I'm saying.
His,
Like, look,
stock was on the up and up, and now that
No, we
you've
knew
dropped
what was
this new
happening there.
Paul lore, I feel like I hate him.
look, I strive for an accurate portrayal of my father in the good and bad, you know?
Oh, that's so gross, Paul. What the
But
hell,
this still doesn't.
dude?
But the worst. So wait. So then your new dog was a secret from Paul the entire
I think
time.
she got him just because like she loved dogs and wanted the dog, but you know, Dad would never approve it because it cost money. Which here's I think the problem. I found that my dad I don't think recognizes dogs or pets as a thing of value because even just last summer
That's sad.
he was here when Bonk was out of town. I just had my surgery and my dad came up to kind of like nicely came up to kind of watch over me. I was telling him to not leave the door open because the dogs were going to run away. And when he was out smoking, and he's like, "Oh, it'll be fine if they run away. Just tell your wife that it was my fault." And I was like, "The problem isn't my wife's going to get mad at me. The problem is I would like to not lose my beloved dogs." I just don't think. I think he thinks of them as like, I don't know, like a CD that gets scratched,
Like a
or something,
hat.
you know? Yeah.
Is he see dogs? Does he know they're real?
He does not think about them or care about them or pets in general. He hates anytime, like there was a dog at the lake, Maisie, and he's just angry anytime he's around dogs because they're an inconvenience and stuff.
Oh, this is
Man.
the thing that's going to take Paul down. Chad is not happy with him.
I was back on board. I was back on board with Paul, and then I found out he thinks dogs are disposable, and I was like. And I was like, "Whoops! I got to do a 180." He's that's broken. That's just broken thinking. Imagine leaving the shelter, saying goodbye to your dog. He's right there.
He didn't say goodbye.
No,
he
I'm
did
not
not.
saying him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrific.
Yeah.
Horrific.
So I did have a dog. My dad just forgot, and so when he said I didn't have a dog, he was wrong. So yes, I did have Ringo. I don't know what happened to Ringo, but.
I don't want to know what happened to Ringo.
Yeah,
I'm okay. I don't know how we pivot out of that.
I got to pivot.
I got stuff.
Join everybody.
Yeah.
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 Wait. Oh, back where you go ahead. You go first. You got something.
So I'm sure you've been paying attention to the weather news, and you're aware, everyone who's listening to this show, that in the big portion of the United States is undergoing an incredible heat wave.
The heat dome.
The heat dome. If you get fucked, summer people, this is what you asked for. I don't want to hear it.
This is what you voted for.
This is what you voted for, and now you
ranked
must.
summer.
Yeah, you ranked summer number 1 instead of Zoran like you should have. Anyway, my air conditioning is fine. I remember when I was getting my roof replaced, someone was in the attic, and they're like, "Hey, your air conditioning up in the attic has a tube that is disconnected, and maybe you want to like pop that bad boy on there a little tighter so that you're not losing any cooling air as it circulates to your upstairs." So that happened like in February. I kind of forgot about it. Yesterday it's 101 degrees here, and then you start to realize that like maybe the air could be better. So I went in my attic last night. I went in my attic. It must have been, I don't know, 98 up there. And like, I don't know if you guys have been in a scary attic when it's sort of dusk. You ever do
We
that?
don't have those here.
You don't have attics?
No.
I instantly turned into like water. Like my body immediately
You were like the
began
senator in that one X-Men movie?
Exactly. And then I went into the ocean. No, like water automatically started coming out of my body to the point where like I was just up there. It was a kind of heat that I could not understand. And instantly out of my forehead, just like water, was just like someone turned a faucet out of the center of my forehead. It was fucked, man. Don't do that. Bad time to go to an attic.
Whenever I hear about attics, I just think about that treehouse of horror. Is it treehouse of horror or treehouse of terror? I can never
Horror.
read.
I think it's
horror.
horror.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be terror because like the
Is
T's.
it not terror?
It's hot. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's not
Treehouse
terror. But I always just think of the Bart evil
Hugo?
brother in
Right. Yes.
in
Hugo,
the
right?
attic. Yeah, with the
Yeah,
fish
yeah.
heads.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. Hey, this is what it looks like outside my window.
It's just white.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
you just took a
That's
picture
just
of a cloud.
That's
No,
really
this
beautiful.
is just fog.
Oh, is that fog?
Yeah,
Is it fog or is it smog?
It's San
No,
Francisco,
it's-
so it's fog.
It's San Francisco, Daly City, so it's fog.
What's
It's-
the name of the fog? It's got a name.
Yeah, it's got a whole
Carl.
name and everything.
Carl.
Mike,
Carl,
yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't name fog. That's not.
Yes, you
They do.
clearly can. It has
They
a
do.
Twitter account.
Wait, the fog
Yes.
Yeah.
is alive?
It's just got a name. Yeah.
It's got a name and has a Twitter account. I didn't say it was alive.
See,
back
now you're
then.
getting
That's
attached
absurd.
to the fog. You shouldn't have named
Yeah.
it.
It's
Yeah.
not worth $86 though. So.
Right. Everyone was posting their 10 top movies from the century so far. I
The
bet
century?
everyone would like it if I did that.
I think like is a strong word.
Should I real quick figure this out for me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Century?
And do it for real.
Yeah, the last 25 years.
How?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's the New York Times thing that everyone's doing. I did mine.
Yeah.
Here, while he's setting it up. Well, do you have an account? You have to have an account to do it.
I'm on here right now. First off, National Treasure.
Oh,
2000.
you
I like this.
bastard.
I'm
What's
not even
happening?
joking. I think that's a fun movie. I think
I
it's
agree
very
with you.
good.
I
That's
agree
fun.
with you.
It's the best Indiana Jones movie of this century still easily.
Yeah, it's the best Uncharted movie, too.
Yeah. Gosh, this is gonna be because I kind of gave up on movies halfway through this century so far.
That's what I was thinking. This
Well,
would be
all the
hard
Lord
for
of the
you,
Rings
Mike.
movies were 2000s.
Yeah, so yeah. Let's not put all of them. Let's get Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, in there for sure.
That actually is the best one. I'm glad you
Yeah.
like that one the best.
Oh yeah. Which Disney? Of the Disney things, Coco for sure. Coco is phenomenal.
Yeah, Coco's up there.
If it was like any of the Pixar Disney ones, I think I'd put Up.
Up is from this century, and so is Wall-E.
Wally's really good.
Yeah, I might do those three. Like Toy Story 3 could get in there too. God, it's kind of Pixar heavy. Like Disney was doing some good stuff. I don't know if
Pixar's
any
very
of
good.
it.
Here,
When did
Mike,
Lilo and Stitch?
Mike, I'll read my 10 and tell me if any of these would be on yours. Okay.
All right.
I got The Raid, Uncut Gems, The Wrestler, The Dark Knight, Walk Hard, Mission Impossible Fallout, Annihilation, There Will Be Blood, Creed, and MacGruber.
Well, Creed for sure.
Okay.
I think I'd put Creed in mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Creed
just
is
learning how many
actually-
movies were made in the 90s.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I like watching MacGruber with you. I don't know if I would put it.
No, of
that
course
high.
not. Of course not. Of
It's
course.
like in my top 25 for sure.
Grub, what was your top 10?
It's Wet Hot American Summer, Before Sunset, Children of Men, The Social Network, Moneyball, Everybody Wants Some, exclamation mark. Yes, I love
I love that movie too, man.
It's so good, and people underrate it because they're like, it's not about anything. And I'm like, you're actually a dumb person. First Man, Oppenheimer, Black Klansman, and Boyhood, which Mike fucking thinks so.
I don't like Boyhood. That might be a me thing. Spirited Away was
you're not.
2002.
I've heard that
Oh,
before.
shit.
Yeah, Spirited Away is the one that I'm like really debated put in.
Yeah,
put on
Spirited
there.
Away has to be on there.
It's so
Moneyball
good.
is a good pick, actually. I do like Moneyball.
Moneyball's the one that's like the actual movie I watch every time I see it. If it's on TV, if it's at someone's house at a bar, I'm like, I'm gonna go watch Moneyball.
I think Moneyball and Ford versus Ferrari are the dad movies of the century so far.
Yes, 100%.
Grub, I'm kind of surprised you didn't put Interstellar.
I was like right there with Interstellar. I like Interstellar a lot, but that one's something about that is almost a guilty pleasure. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it. I love Interstellar though.
I'm going to try and do mine real quick, Mike, while you finish.
Sure.
yours.
I'm trying to think if I do any of the superhero ones. There definitely were some I liked a lot. I liked Batman Begins a lot, actually.
It's
I like
really
Dark
good.
Knight also. Yeah, Batman Begins was
Dark
really
Knight's
good.
really good. Yeah.
Dark Knight's very good.
I love The Dark Knight. The more I watch it, the more I'm like,
There's a link in my.
Yep.
Okay.
I did like Top Gun Maverick a lot. That was like one of the
was
few
good.
movies in the
good.
last 5 years that made me feel anything.
That one's like the best. Like, let's go test my new stereo equipment. movie.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's the new like Matrix DVD. Where
Yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah, we got surround sound.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any like, I don't know, more Oscar-y movies that I really liked.
This is your list, Mike.
yeah,
but like
for me,
I might have liked some. I'm just trying. I liked
no,
Nightcrawler
Parasite's
a lot.
my Oscar movie. That's on
Parasite's
my list.
awesome.
Yeah.
Did
Parasite's
Nightcrawler
good.
win an Oscar?
No, it should have though, which is weird.
The
Nightcrawler's
Jake
good.
Gyllenhaal one?
Gyllenhaal one, yeah.
Jake
That one's
Gyllenhaal,
awesome.
yeah.
That's a great movie.
It's awesome. It's like really weird, but I like it.
Thank you, chat. Avatar: The Way of Water.
I did debate The Way of Water.
The
Yeah.
Way of Water actually.
Fun time with that.
rules.
Yeah.
I love The Way of Water. I watched that like 5 times.
And, okay, I need one more. Oh, I hope I'm not forgetting something. Gosh, my Galaxy Quest is like 99, I think.
Yes.
So I don't. Okay, I'm not doing Guardians of the Galaxy. Stop trying to push it on me. New York Times. Godzilla -1 was pretty good.
Special Fallout is a good call, Dan. That's like
It's
yeah.
tremendous.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, I think I'm more.
Oh,
of a
did you
Ghost
do Mad
Protocol.
Max Fury Road, Mike?
I can.
Oh,
I considered that.
You know what? You're right, Jeff. That Max Fury Road is
That's,
actually incredible.
that's actually the one I think I might feel worse about not putting on my
All right.
list.
I considered Mad Max and John Wick, but I did think that as far as action movies go, Fallout is like
John Wick's
the
good.
best I've seen in a very long time.
All right. I think I have my 10. I hope I'm not forgetting something.
Read it again. I want to because I
All right.
lost track.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. It's Mad Max Fury Road, Avatar: The Way of Water, Spirited Away, Creed, Lilo and Stitch, Wall-E, Up, Coco, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and, of course, National Treasure.
You had me for the first like 3.
Yeah, I don't think you had me at all, but that's fine. That's your list, man.
Creed,
That's your list.
Creed had to
It's-
be a people.
Creed's amazing. Creed might be my number
Coco's
one.
awesome.
Coco, to be clear, Coco's maybe the best movie on this list. Coco is insanely good.
I was checking my letterbox. Coco is the one I'm like that. Like I was looking for 5 stars, and like Coco was the first one for a very long time that had 5 stars for me.
Mike, I told you I left Coco in the theater, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm upset
But
about
it was
it.
not. But it wasn't my like. It wasn't like I don't like this movie thing. I was enjoying it. It was just we were high and there was a guy
That's
being weird
right.
walking up and down the aisle with like fingerless gloves and black clothing on. And Bonk was like, I think
That's
this guy might shoot up
right.
the theater, and we left.
Yeah.
So, but it did
Sure.
seem good for what
yeah,
I saw.
maybe try to watch Coco again. Yeah, for
I don't have
sure.
Disney Plus.
My top 10 movies of the 21st century. This is all just like top of the dome, and I feel bad that I was kind of trying to dunk on Quentin Tarantino and the mic check, because I have Django Unchained,
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh, Grub, I
good.
think
I know.
you'd like it.
I know I would.
A little overrated, but pretty good.
Avengers Endgame. I had to have some
It is
MCU
good.
there.
Yep, it's awesome.
I still cry whenever Cap picks up the hammer.
It was pretty. That was definitely
That's
like
it.
the best theater moment of the
Yes,
century.
it's like, the hypest moment I've ever experienced in a movie. Absolutely.
Godzilla -1.
yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Greta Gerwig's Little Women.
I love that movie.
Hey, Saoirse Ronan, Perfect Joe. Oh God, Timothy Chalamet's actually really good at that movie.
He's great in everything. He's
Yeah.
a homie. Like that dude. That
I've
dude
learned I
rules.
really like that kid.
He's awesome.
He
Yeah.
seems all right.
Yeah.
He used to customize Xbox 360 controllers. He's
he
all
seems
right.
funny. He's Bob
Yeah.
Dylan.
Let's
Like,
all watch Wonka.
Okay. It's
I
great.
saw that.
It's
actually.
Wonka's really good.
Yeah.
I have Fury Road, Creed, and then the last 3 are movies I rewatch a lot, and I'm interested to see what everyone thinks. Scott Pilgrim versus the World,
Oh, you're gonna make him mad.
Zodiac.
Oh, I love
That's
it.
good.
wanna
People
see
love
that. I haven't
Zodiac.
seen
Yeah,
it. I
that's
wanna
good.
see it.
Oh, Dan, you would love Zodiac.
I love Fincher.
Yeah.
I should see it. Yeah.
And then this is the only like I should have looked up if Romeo plus Juliet, but I think that's like 90 something.
Oh, that's
90s.
90s.
That's
That's
very
so
90s.
90s.
Oh, okay.
That was like pre-Titanic, as far as like Leo stuff, right? I'm guessing that's like,
Like,
95.
it might as well be the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then my last movie, The Wachowskis, 2008, Speed Racer.
I want to
Oh,
see
fuck
that.
yeah.
I always
really
hear
wanna
it's
see
good.
that.
I do really want to see that. I've heard
Speed
always
Racer
heard
rules.
great
That's another
things
one I've
about
watched
it.
like 5 times. Yeah.
I fucking love Speed
Is-
Racers.
Is Creed like the one?
I thought you were gonna say
That's-
Cloud Atlas, and I was like,
Creed
oh.
seems to be on most people's list. Is that our
Creed
connecting
is
tissue?
probably
No,
my
I'm
number
not.
one. I
It's
think
I've
really-
never
Yeah.
seen it.
I love
But-
Creed. I didn't put it on my
Creed is
list, but it's
good.
awesome.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I liked Rocky Balboa a lot too, but I wasn't gonna put 2
Rocky
Rocky
Balboa
movies.
rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
I considered putting them both on there, but I was like, look, Creed's definitely better than Balboa.
It is. It clearly is, but I liked it. I think like Creed's existence almost hurts Balboa a bit because it's an even better like late
Yeah.
sequel than that.
If someone said Creed was the best Rocky movie, I would be like, I can absolutely see
Yeah,
that.
that's,
you know?
I
Like,
think
that
it's
good.
the best made one, other than maybe the
I
first
mean, the
one.
first one, it's like actual best film. I think it's definitely between Creed 1 and Rocky
Yes,
1.
Yes.
there.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
All right, gang.
I mean,
it
it's
turns out
Kugler, right? Doing
Yeah.
Creed. Yeah, come
Oh,
on,
dude.
of course.
Which,
of
I
course
saw
it's-
Sinners, and I
Yeah.
really like Kugler a lot. He's very good.
God, I'll watch everything
it's
he
your-
makes from now on.
How could you go 25 years and just pick the 10 just like that during the podcast like that? I can't do
Because
that.
we're
It
not.
doesn't matter.
I
Yeah,
poured
'cause
over
we're not-
mine.
I'm sure I
Yeah.
forgot some that I'll kick myself over.
Oh, I pulled
Yeah.
up my
Yeah.
entire Letterboxd history, and I looked at all my top rated, like sorted by decade, by rating. Yeah.
I think I
It's hard
got
by
it.
decade. Yeah.
I think I got everything.
I feel like I've got half of it, but I don't know.
I
You
think
want
I
to read
might,
what you got?
I don't know if I don't know if it's fully conclusive. I've got
Take your time.
It's not a commitment. It's all right.
I've got The Prestige.
It's a great one.
Get-
Okay, yeah, that's
Get-
one there. I
right,
love
Get
The
Out.
Prestige.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I almost had Get Out on mine.
Spider-Man
Jordan,
Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's
the first
good.
one?
That's a good call.
The second
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I like the
I
first
didn't
one
see
better.
the second one yet.
Both
Shit.
Second
great.
one's good. Second one's good.
The Grand Budapest Hotel. The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Wet Hot American Summer.
that's
go.
good. That is a good pick. I have to
Yeah.
see it again.
Dan, this is for Dan the Wrestler.
Yeah,
Which
it's a
I-
great
Yeah,
movie.
that was great. Yeah.
Children of Men.
Yep.
Yeah.
Parasite.
Yep.
And Big Fish.
Okay.
Oh, I hate Big Fish.
Oh.
You hate Big Fish? I like
Yeah.
Big Fish.
Aronofsky, do you hear about what his next movie is going to be?
No, what?
I thought I did. What was
It
it?
sounds kind of amazing. It hasn't started shooting yet, but it's going to be The Rock set in like the late '90s, and he's going to be starring as like one of those like motivational Tony Robbins type gurus, and like some like depressed guy gets like too unhealthily into like can't you see The Rock? Because he is just kind of that guy. He's just kind of that like incredibly charismatic, but there's also an element of bullshit,
Yeah, like it's all a lie kind of thing.
Yeah, like the Tom Cruise Magnolia character, like I think that's going to be awesome.
That's interesting.
Chat's saying this, and I'm glad it's not just me. For some reason, I thought you meant like they were remaking The Rock, like the Sean Connery.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No. I was like, I'm surprised you're into that.
No.
F1 with Brad Pitt has an 88% on Rotten
Does
Tomatoes.
it really?
Let's go.
And I'm like, I don't need another dad movie in my life, but I guess I'm going to the theater, boys.
I almost couldn't believe that was a movie.
I know it feels fake.
You're like,
So,
you're like, what?
Who's that director?
I got it here
The
somewhere.
Maverick director?
Yeah.
I remember seeing the
Oh,
trailer.
yeah,
I
it
was
is.
like,
Oh shit! I didn't realize that.
Oh, I gotta go.
His
I gotta
movies
go.
are just—they're all beautiful. Oblivion, like that movie's kind of like it's so cliche with Tom Cruise, but it looks awesome.
Yeah,
It's worth watching.
that movie's pretty cool.
There's a new Pixar movie, and no one is seeing it. But
yes,
I went to
Helio. Oh my God, I have to see this movie, Mike. You would love my enthusiasm. I must see
someone
it.
is. You see, it's bombing hard. Like
Is it?
Disney? Yes,
Yeah.
Disney and Pixar
Review-wise,
could not get
too?
any of review-wise. Okay, people paying money to see it very poorly. It's like their worst ever.
I think kids movies like that. I mean, again, they're not just kids movies, but they're obviously
No,
like you're
they
bringing
are.
your kids to see that movie, right?
I think it's hard with these sci-fi movies. I don't know.
Yeah, and I also think like I don't know if kids like really love. I don't know. I think there's a lot of
I just don't even
competition
know,
for
like,
that.
Yeah, I don't even. My kids have never heard of this. I think if I brought it up, they would not. They'd be like,
Yeah.
"What are you talking about?"
I mean, I do. This sounds like such an old man take, probably, but it's like that Lilo and Stitch remake, which isn't that good, makes $1 zillion, and
Yeah.
people
'cause
complain.
Lilo
But
and
here's
Stitch.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. And
Yeah,
here's the new
I mean-
thing, and boy, new things are a hard sell these days, huh?
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I feel like I, by the transitive property, would have been exposed to some of that marketing through having a 10-year-old, and we didn't know about it only until we were on Disney Plus, being like,
Yeah.
here's a sneak peek of this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's like mismatch right now because like new movies are not doing well anywhere except for like Sinners, like right, like Sinners is the one that could pop off.
Sinners and like the Minecraft movie, right?
Right. Yeah, but that's
Same movie.
No Goku's. Yeah.
Ooh. I watched the Minecraft movie over the weekend.
Oh no.
Yeah, what happened?
Solid 3 out of 5.
Really?
Oh, that's
Really?
generous, Jan.
I think I really enjoyed it, and I wasn't even under the influence of anything. I just
Yeah.
sat there watching.
It's
and
been
I'm
at my
like,
house on repeat for like a month.
Oh
so.
my God.
I was telling first of all, thank you everyone that tuned into my Moving Fund Razor stream. This
It was
past
fun.
Sunday.
It was
Yeah,
cool
it
to
was
see
a
some
good
BTS stuff. Yeah.
There's more. There's so much more on so many hard drives.
Yeah.
But I was talking about it. If your boy can like lose enough weight, I think it's just about growing out my hair. I just want to be Jason Momoa from the Minecraft movie for Halloween.
Wait a minute, Jan. I remember
we can do that
WrestleMania
now.
with you. You wanted to
I'm
be
going
Roman
down
Reigns.
to Samoans.
Okay. Well, you said you wanted to be Roman Reigns just as a person, but you'll be Jason Momoa for Halloween?
Yes, I'll be Jason Momoa, and then afterwards it'll be an easier transition to be Roman Reigns.
Then you start lifting. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay,
I'm just
you do
gonna
that.
change
Jeff
all
will
my
be-
teeth.
Jeff and I will be Jack Black. We'll have a whole group costume going. Dan
There
will
it
be the
is.
chicken jockey.
He doesn't need to do anything.
Oh,
It's perfect.
Dan
yeah.
will be the chicken jockey, and Backlor could be the chicken.
Yeah.
There we
you
go.
There
we
Wait,
He's
then
a
does he have
character.
to? I have to piggyback on Backler
Yeah.
for the night. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right,
I'll lose
Jeff
some weight for you,
Beckler said
Beckler.
the magic word.
Oh, yep.
So now we talk about video games on this video game podcast. I almost forgot what we were doing for a second.
Yeah.
Just hanging.
Movies.
Movies. Folks, normally we save the biggest game to chat about right before break, but this game is so big and so odd that we got to talk about it at the tippy top of the video game segment. That's right. I am talking about Death Stranding 2.
Oh my.
Oh, boy.
I am. I've talked about it a lot when I did the preview for GameSpot and the 30 hours I did in Japan. I'm well past that now. I think I'm like on the home screen. It says I'm like 80-something% of the way through the game now. So I'm late game at this point. So I'm curious. I've got additional thoughts past the preview stuff. But Jan, where are you at now?
Yeah, where's everyone at is what I want to know.
Gosh, our count, I'm not 100% sure.
I barely started, actually. I didn't have much time for it. But I got the idea.
I don't know if you do though.
I don't know if you do.
No, there's not going to be anything new or weird in this game after what I played so far in the first couple of hours. I'm sure.
I have a question. I feel like I know almost next to nothing about any of Death Stranding 2 lore, storyline, game, whatever it is.
And we should say we're not going to go into real
Yeah.
spoiler stuff here.
No.
What I'm saying though is that but what I've been able to sort of discern and extract from the reaction online is that I've seen reviews all over the place. I've seen people who are like 10 out of 10. I've seen people say like this is a 6 at best. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, the Metacritic is sitting at like a 90 right now, so I think there are some outliers, but it is getting some really.
It's really
okay.
it's
So,
really
Also, I
so
would
overall
expect this
positive.
game to get outliers. This game is a wild, weird game like the first one, and God knows, I took a turn on it. I went from hating it to loving it. Like, this
Oh,
is
you did that?
not
I don't remember that.
Yeah. This is not a just like mainstream. Everyone's gonna love it. There's nothing to complain.
Yeah, but
it's
no.
weird.
Let's be clear. OpenCritic 90 is Game of the Year contender. This isn't like a
Oh, it's
contentious
a
game.
game of the year contender for
This is
sure.
this is you don't get a 90 and not be like in the conversation for that. Like that's
No, this
really
is-
hard to do.
This is like it's like this and Blueprints. Right. We'll see how it sticks the landing because I do have some complaints.
Expedition 33.
Well, I'll get around to that.
That's part of this?
I feel like it does kind of spin its wheels a bit now that I'm very far. It introduces some plot points early on that are like, and you've probably all kind of seen the big ones. Like at the beginning, there's like, oh shit, what happens here? And then you'll go 40 hours and it's kind of barely touched on. And I'm assuming near the end, I'm probably gonna get a lot of info dump type stuff, but narratively, I definitely like it more just because I like the characters a lot more than the first games. But the actual through line of what's happening, it's like you're connecting Australia and Mexico. And then there's, wacky characters and stuff you meet in between. You'll get backstories about everyone, things like that. But like the actual moment to moment is kind of just like, hey, Higgs is back. Here's Troy Baker. But like, it's just still kind of unclear. Again, I'm not done yet. I'm probably like 80+% done. But like, he just kind of shows up and is wacky and does some evil looking stuff. And then there's a big boss fight and stuff. But it's like narratively, it's not super grabbing me unless it really sticks the landing here. But I don't really care because it's just so enjoyable moment to moment.
I think I'm with you, Dan. I think I'm about like 15 to 20 hours in. Because the last time you and I checked in, I was like around 10, 11. And then I kind of fast-tracked the stuff that you said to go investigate. And the overall narrative, I don't know if I'm super in love with, but the characters, more than anything, I think I'm latching onto harder. And
Seems like the
again,
cast is really good. Like the cast of characters hanging out with one another is really solid.
Yes.
And Dan, you and I were like talking a little bit more about Death Stranding 2 before we went live. And I'm trying to place for myself, at least, whether or not my evaluation of Death Stranding 2 is more so informed by them addressing some of the friction points I had with Death Stranding 1. Because like you, I was not sold on Death Stranding 1 until the director's cut came out. And then I gave it another shot. And then I think I just, similarly, I had approached it with less preconceived notions and a general understanding of like, this is just going to be a weird game. Like, I shouldn't expect anything like Metal Gear-ish, maybe some of the common tropes that Kojima does. But like coming into Death Stranding 2, it's I don't want to use the metaphor of it's like riding a bike because that's a very simple process compared to anything you really do here and the experience of playing this game. But I'm from the jump enjoying it, and I think a lot of that is tied to I think the individual characters being a little bit more fleshed out versus how they're initially introduced in the first one.
Yeah, in the first one, I just feel like there's so many times where it's like, okay, you go to meet a single character and it's just a bunch of, exposition dump type stuff that doesn't really make that much sense. But like, since you do have a crew that you're kind of flying around with, or I don't know if it's flying, it navigates the tar currents, the DHV Magellan. There is a crew of people that you're on there, and just seeing the interactions between all of them is much more interesting than just lore dump type stuff one-on-one, which kind of took over the first game. They're great characters, all of them. I love Tarman, Rainey, Tomorrow, and Jan. I didn't oversell Dollman to you, did I?
No,
He's the best.
Is it possible to oversell him?
No, he's such a cool dude.
Okay. You know how Labubu's have taken off, right?
I'm sorry.
What's that?
I know
these-
about this, Jan. I'm with you.
Thank
Few of
you.
us do not know this.
Oh, you
Labubu's.
one within arm's reach. What is
Yes.
it?
They're like these little furry creatures. People go goo goo gaga. They're in
Clearly
blind
none of you are
boxes.
friends with
They're
Emma.
very cute.
Oh,
They're
this
very
was
cute.
Emma's thing. The
It's not
Oh.
just Emma's thing. This is like everyone's.
she make
Oh,
thing.
this is Emma's thing, and you're stealing it now, but that's okay.
Wait, Emma invented Labubus?
Yes.
No, she did not invent Labubus.
They're called Labubus?
Yes, Labubus.
I like
L-A-B-U-B-U.
hearing Bacalar
Are they
say
doing
the
well
word
for her?
labubu.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Emma's spending too much time acquiring Labubus. But anyway, Labubus are these things
You
that
can't
a
just
lot
keep
of
saying
people...
labubu.
Actually,
though.
he can, because it's pretty great.
Holy
Labubus.
old-
Can I tell y'all what the fake ones are called?
Yes.
Labobos.
They're called Lafufus.
Of course.
funny.
Oh, they're probably better.
Is this just like, what do you call it? What were those?
Beanie
Beanie
Babies?
Babies? Yeah.
Kind of. Y'all remember like Kid Robot?
Of course.
Like, okay. Anyway, these are like in blind boxes. People are going goo goo gaga over them. You
Sure.
can find them in Pop Marts or like resellers.
Are they
in-
soft or plastic?
Soft, except the
Got
face.
it.
The face.
I
is
can't
like-
wait to see how we get back to Death Stranding too.
Yeah, I mean, this is the most
this-
Death Stranding.
Follow,
yeah.
follow me, Grub.
I'm on for
trek
the
along
ride.
with me. People have so many of these bag charms and other stuff you buy from Pop Mart. I need a shoot doll man to hang off of every single bag I own.
Is his name
Because-
just Doll Man?
Yeah, man. It's Doll Man. It's Tar Man. Die Hard Man. What's
You're right.
Raymond
You're
Del
right.
Toro's
You're
name?
right. I should have been on board with that a long time ago.
Yeah, that's the gimmick. Hot Cold Man was in Peace Walker.
But yeah,
oh, yeah, go
Doll
ahead.
Man,
Finish it up,
you
finish
did
up,
not
sorry, yeah.
undersell him at all, Dad. I thought he'd be a little bit too much like what's his name in God of War 2018?
Oh,
Headman.
Headman. Yeah,
Headman.
the fucking not Atreus. Fujin. What was it?
Fujin.
Fujin, yeah. I think it was
Gosh.
Fujin.
Mimir.
Mimir.
Yeah, I hate that fucking guy.
He's
Thank you.
okay.
That's what I thought Doll Man was going to be like, but he's the total opposite of Mimir. He doesn't spoil any puzzles, and he's just a friendly, fun guy to talk to. Whenever I go to take a nap, I talk to Doll Man about his day first, and he's just helpful and empathetic and sweet and kind.
Yeah, and then okay, this was another conversation we were having before the podcast started. But like after getting to see Kojima in the flesh and kind of see his temperament on that red carpet that Dan and I went to, where we interviewed Ben Starr, and he was very upset
Starr was
with
great.
Dan for some reason.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Maybe he just doesn't like the French. Who knows? Kojima just seems like a very put together person. That this type of game and all of the stuff in it, I am so curious about what that directing process is like.
Yeah, like you have to wonder how much these actors know about stuff, because I considered
Nothing.
asking the actress who played Rainey, like, hey, you take a shower with the puppet and that keeps the puppet from aging and stuff. And it's like, wait a minute, she probably doesn't know about that. Like Doll Man tells you about that. It's not, I doubt she doesn't have any lines about it. Doll Man's just like, yeah, I shower with Rainey and it keeps me young. It's like, oh, all right. Like, she doesn't need to know that, I guess.
Okay, as far as the gameplay and mechanics go, can I ask it, to me it seems like it is Death Stranding 1, but they made the combat much better, so there's a better like sort of flow between the two states of I'm delivering and I'm building infrastructure, and now I'm going to fight stuff, and that's fun, and I'll get back to building. It just feels like it's all connected a little bit better. Is that the gist of it?
Yeah.
It's kind of the best for me in terms of a Kojima game, because like the thing I don't like the most about Metal Gear and Death Stranding is the stealth, is the sneaking. I'm not patient really. I just like every one of those games, I just fuck up immediately and then I have to shoot everyone. This one, you can just start shooting everyone from the beginning if you want to. But if you want to be stealthy, which I know a lot of people do, those mechanics are there. You can sneak around in the tall grass and strangle guys with the strands and do decoy hollow grenades and all that stuff. Or you can just go in with some big dumb guns and, trank grenade launchers, which is a hilarious concept. And you can just treat it like an action game. And it works great for that. So honestly, in terms of just that like moment-to-moment action and enemy encounters, this is my favorite of any Kojima game.
Wait, so I'm just trying to Dan 3.0 here a little bit. Like, you hate stealth, but you.
I don't
No,
hate it.
we've
I
done
love the
this.
idea of it.
He's bad
it's just
at
like
it.
I'm bad at it. It's
But
just like
Metal
I
Gear
remember.
is your favorite.
I know I like the story and I like the world and the characters and stuff. I know
You just
it's
hate
weird,
playing
but
it.
No, I don't even hate playing it. I'm just bad at I just wind up. Most of my Metal Gear playing time is hiding and an alert is going off, and then somebody finds me again, and I shoot them, and then
Okay.
until
Yeah, I was just wondering.
works.
I think it's a fair
Sometimes that
question.
way.
Yeah.
I've never beat a Metal Gear game without killing at least 400 people.
Got it the way
Yeah.
Kojima intended. Yeah.
But yeah, mechanically, Grub, the action and the gunplay and stuff like that is worlds better.
That's the
than
first thing I noticed.
previously.
It's it's fun to shoot in this game. And I get it. I'm shooting non-lethal bullets. But if someone walked in the room and saw what I was doing, you're just killing some people. I'm like,
oh,
yes,
you're
I
going
am.
around with an assault rifle with
Yes.
an underbarrel grenade launcher, but it's a trank grenade launcher. It's just
I do like that. I'm the stupid asshole. It's I feel better about this. Like in Arkham Dark Knight, where you're running over people with your car, but it's it has a electric shield around. It's just knocking them out.
wow.
Sure. They're ragdolling into a concrete wall. I'm they're safe now.
They're just sleeping.
Grub, I think there's an item that'll speak to you later in the game, which I love using, which, this is, I guess, a spoiler in terms of an item you can make later, so mute if you want
Won't
to.
bother me. Might bother others, though. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
please.
mute for a second if you want to. It's called the coffin board, and it is a weird metallic cyber coffin that you surf on, and you can only use it within the chiral network. It utilizes the chiral network. So, but you can hold R2 to accelerate. So it's basically a snowboard coffin that it rides tar. So as you're riding it, it's like a Splatoon tar thing underneath you. And so
That's
when I'm
cool.
going up these snowy mountains and stuff now, I'm just surfing a coffin with tar underneath it.
That's
and
cool.
it's you can jump and stuff. There's ramps you can go off of.
That
And you
sounds
can press
incredible.
a button, a pop-up says extreme square.
I'm
and you hit
back
square,
in.
and you do a fucking
Yeah.
SSX trick,
Oh.
and it's fucking fun. Yeah.
Now, I'm sure you saw this, but let's break a little news here. Did you see the latest crossover between Death Stranding and a brand?
Domino's. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Delivery makes sense. Right?
I'm going to order
there is-
Domino's, though, because of this.
Listen, there is a pizza chef in the game. It is not Domino's
Yes,
branded,
yes, yes.
but I've
Pizza
been
Pasta
studying
Man.
the ways of pizza condo or something. Jan, I don't know if you have any
But
pizza spinning
it's
attacks.
dough, but pizza
Dio,
dough.
but
Oh,
it's
I get
pizza
it.
dough. And so I've got an M. Bison Psycho Crusher where I throw pizza dough. You get a rubber pizza that you can fucking throw to knock dudes out and stuff. And the pizza can fold up and put it in your grenade pouch so you don't have to carry it on your back. The pizza chef's awesome. You have a pizza fight with him at one point. Fuck, it's really good.
Sounds stupid and awesome.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know what? We are going to put up a post tomorrow night at Embargo of something that I ran into that I don't know if anyone else has run into because there's a specific circumstance you need. You'll see. So keep an eye on our socials tomorrow
Really,
night.
it should only happen to you based on what happens in there. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It was really. Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yes. But yeah, there's just every moment I pick it up, I never know what kind of it could be a normal delivery and it's just some hologram tells you thanks Sam, could really use this stuff. And then sometimes it's oh, I'm having a pizza fight and learning pizza fighting techniques and roundhouse kicks that shoot dough out or Doll Man will. At any moment, this game could do something that could just absolutely delight or confound you. And I love just
I like
not
that.
knowing, you play a lot of games, you expect certain things, these are how games work. This one kind of turns a lot of it on its head, and you kind of don't know what to expect.
Apparently the pizza character's name is Higgs. Is that right?
No, Higgs is Troy Baker.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, Higgs Monahan has the same surname as the founder of Domino's.
Oh,
So-
amazing. Oh, did I see
great.
that? Yes, there is a Hatsune Miku type thing that gives you a hat, and it's like a rabbit hat. And but I put it on, and I was so confused because all of a sudden, every time Sam was going to do something, he would go Pecco, 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 and I was like, why does he say Pecco with every instead of grunting, he would say Pecco. When he punched, he would say Pecco, and it's what the fuck? And then I realized that's what the anime lady says. So if you wear the anime hat, Sam just says Pecco all the time. I don't know what the fuck that's about. But
I'm delighted and confounded, Dan.
yeah, it's
Apparently,
great.
the person's name is Usada Pecora, so maybe it's the VTuber's name. So you're saying Pecco in honor of this VTuber.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I also have a camel hat that's just a full-on big lumpy camel thing, and I guess there's water in there. So if Sam gets thirsty, it's like a beer hat where it's he can drink from the camel hat, and it keeps you in the desert. It's better for you, and you can carry more stuff. There's so much weird shit.
Yeah.
Are you pro VTuber now? Because you've been no, but you'll give him a slide there for the VTuber inclusion.
I think he took off the hat because
I'm not mad about VTubers. I just never think about them in any context whatsoever.
he wouldn't rescue one for $85.
No, they're gonna stay in the
If it
pound.
meant something to someone, I would.
They're disposable to Dan. Yes.
I want to go back to the characters for a second because yesterday during Game S Mornings, Grub, you brought up a story about how Charlie Cox felt like an imposter.
He said that fraud, yeah.
Like a
Oh,
fraud
that's amazing.
because,
I love that story.
apparently, he didn't. He did like a days maybe of
He
work.
said he said it
4
recorded
hours.
all of his dialogue for Expedition 33 in 4 hours, and probably didn't think about it much after that. Now all these people come up to him like, "You are incredible in that game." He's like,
like,
"That's
I don't play
great.
games."
I'm
He's like,
glad
get
it's
away
doing
from
well.
me, nerd. Yeah.
I do not. I feel like I do not deserve these accolades."
But like, I just want to highlight how like in this game specifically, you got Hollywood ass actors in it. Like you get Elle Fanning and Leia Sadu, and like everyone's really good. Like,
They're awesome in it. Yeah.
Shioli Kutsuna is Rainey. We
Rainey's
interviewed
awesome.
her. And like everyone just like really well written. I like hanging out with everyone. And I don't know, maybe it ties into, and I didn't think Death Stranding 2 would be my found family game of the year, but like I think it might be because I love hanging out with these goobers.
Yeah, the group photos of all the characters sitting together is one of the things that makes me want to play this game the most. It's like, look at that guy with the guitar sitting next to the doll man and and the guy with the bandana. I don't know if all these guys are actually friends, but it makes it look like that, and I'm interested.
It's almost like, Kojima's really good at just putting together these like ensemble weirdo casts. And like,
Yeah.
I think about like Foxhound in the first Metal Gear Solid. I think that is my favorite assembly of like rogues gallery of bad guys. I think they're all interesting and awesome together. It's like that, but it's for your good guys on the ship that you like hang out with and talk to all the time. And it is a genuinely very fun crew.
I think you made that point in a preview, Dan, that in the first game, all these cool characters were like, you go talk to them on their own as you have these conversations with them, and they're neat. But now they interact with one another. Does that interaction like build to something? Does it really feel like they are like a family at a certain point?
Yeah, I compared it to Arrested Development season 4 when they
Yes.
couldn't get the actors together and the ensemble stuff from the first 3 seasons. That's what it feels
Yeah.
like. And
Yeah.
there are these occasional objectives where it's like, hey, go meet with the crew on the bridge. And I look forward to those because I look forward to every cutscene where it's like Sam walks in and they're all in there talking about something, and Tarman's tar cat's flying around doing weird stuff, and you hang up Dollman on his little like hook and he oversees everything. And I love, like, this whole cast is fantastic, especially your crew on the Magellan. And you do see, like, you see backstories of Dollman, you see backstories of Tarman, you kind of learn why Tarman doesn't have his hand and what's going on with that cat and all that stuff. And it's all,
I appreciated you texting me when you got some Dollman stuff because you knew I would appreciate it, and I was very happy. I'm like, okay, I got to get there.
What I told you specifically, I don't remember if that was a spoiler or anything, but I remember.
Yeah, I'm sure it could be. So yeah, we don't have to talk about any of it, but it was just
Yeah.
like every little tidbit was like, what are you talking about? So,
Yeah. Oh man, I genuinely love it. And for the complaints that I have about, like, again, the narrative itself, if you just looked at it on paper, it's not like thrilling necessarily, but the moment to moment, whether what you're doing or just even if it's a scene that like is a story cutscene that doesn't really make sense or move anything forward much, it's all done with such style that it's all just fun to watch, So I'm really never bored with this thing. There are some things that seem a little superfluous that, like early on it introduces like, oh, you can, start up these mines and you can build monorails to like move large amounts of cargo from, station to station. And I was like, oh, that's a big new thing. But you can utilize it.
Yeah.
It's not a necessary thing. It's easy enough to just load up a truck with stuff and drive to the next area.
Yeah, but what if I spent hours and hours building up infrastructure? Like
I've been doing that. And honestly,
Roadcraft.
it's fun as hell. I will have nights where it's like, all right, I'm going to start with like a story mission, so I make some progress, but then I'm just going to sink in here and I'm going to do hours of just building these fucking highways out. And like there's mechanical stuff like the zip lines, which were really fun in the first one. It's smarter now where it's like as you're making them, you can adjust the angle. So it's like it doesn't have to be direct line of sight. You can make it so like, oh, if the beam needs to go up over a hill or a mountain or
smart.
around, or just fun stuff where it's like I set a couple on a riverbank and I set the angle to like go over the river. So Sam's like flying over the river and it looks all cool. It doesn't just have to be point A to point B,
Yeah.
I love hearing you talk about it, man. I'm not gonna lie. Good job.
Dan, I guess everyone would know this. Anytime I use the zip line, and sometimes just riding zip lines in general in the game are just fun.
Yeah.
I just
and
feel
Sam's like
like-
hooting and hollering. He's like, woo! do, you know?
Yeah, I feel like the skit from I Think You Should Leave, where it's like he's just here for this zip line, and like the means of transportation now are just like it just feels like, okay, you've definitely learned that maybe walking the whole game is not the most fun, so let's just incorporate and throw at you all these different means of like getting from point A to point B. Grub, you brought up the point of like combat and everything. I've kind of been trying to play super stealthy, and I've also been having a pretty okay time, and it doesn't feel like the game is getting in my way for trying to do that. So if you do want to approach some of the missions or situations not guns blazing or trank guns tranking, you can sneak in. And there's a thing you do with Dollman to scout out the area that's just great. Yep. It's just so dumb of like, sure, like in one of the Assassin's Creeds you could have like you send out your Falcon, but what if you threw out a small doll man really high in the air?
Floats in the air, tags enemies for you, and then when you pull him back, he's like, "Did I do okay, Sam? Did I do a good job?" It's like, "Yeah, Dollman, you did a great job, buddy."
Oh man,
I found what I
Can't wait.
texted you, Grub, and it is just a backstory thing. It's just how Dollman became the Dollman or whatever. So mute for 30 seconds if you don't want to hear some Dollman origin story stuff here. But I texted Grub out of nowhere saying, "Okay, I thought this chapter title, Puppets, was going to be metaphorical, but it's actually an extremely earnest recollection of this fucking puppet losing his wife to a tar tsunami. Then him and his daughter go ghost hunting for her soul, but the mom's ghost freaks out about K-pop, and tar people drag Dollman and his daughter into the ground, and his daughter dies, and her corpse is preserved in a swamp."
I
And
can't
Grub
wait.
says, "Was his
Spoiler.
wife a puppet?" And I said no.
Spoilers over.
question.
Spoilers over.
Good
Spoilers
question,
over.
though.
Yeah. Oh
It's
man.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, like honestly, guys, like I really thought that Expedition 33 was a lock for my game of the year.
Debate
because
now.
I love where the story goes, and again, found family. It's my whole shtick. But Dollman alone,
Yes. I
That's-
want like that Ratchet and Clank where they had the Clank missions where he went and did puzzles. I just
that's
want to
funny.
give me a PSP game that's just
Captain
called
Toad or
Dollman.
Captain Dollman's treasure tracker. Yeah.
yeah, God,
And the voice acting, like honestly, his voice, and everything, he's just such an endearing character. I love that little dude.
yeah. We'll probably talk more throughout the week about Death Stranding 2. We're planning on doing a quick look that will drop sometime tomorrow. I do want to like power through and just do a spoiler cast, but it's one of those things where I just kind of want to go down our individual notes apps of like, hey, this was weird, right?
Wait, speaking of Spoilercast, did you beat Expedition 33, Jan? Yet?
Yes.
Oh, we need to do that.
I told you.
then.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
believe in Jan.
I
You
feel like I'm
didn't.
close.
You're
Oh, really?
yeah.
Well, maybe not.
see what-
Backlar's been playing nonstop. Yeah.
Where are you, Bacalar?
Speaking about Expedition 33, Backlar, I think you're the one that put it on the list.
I think I'm towards the end of Act 2,
Okay.
so I can't be that much longer. I don't know. Who knows? I only wanted to bring it up because I love this game. The more and more I play it, the more I just like cannot put it down. I don't want to spoil the one thing that you find out, I guess, after Act 1, where they just introduced Ben Starr. I thought that was like the funniest thing of like what they basically do in that game. And I want to.
Sure.
Can we? Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, definitely
yeah.
don't, no spoilers.
I'm not gonna spoil that, but it's just so funny how Ben Starr is sort of like inserted into this crew. I thought that was amazing. And then there is a scene between his character and Minoko where he's convincing this like furry Minoko guy to join their expedition, and he's like, absolutely not, what do you mean, I'm not joining your thing. And then he's just like, there's gonna be fighting, and then they have this like back and forth that lasts maybe 15 seconds, and it's the funniest like line. Like it's hilarious. They cut each other off real quickly talking about fighting, and I just was like, what is this game? It's, man, where we started and where we are now is very weird. And I think that is the best and maybe most confusing part about this game is that the tone is all over the place. Sure. And for me, like that's the only line of criticism, the only bit of turbulence that I've experienced during this whole thing. I still won't act like I've got a strategy. I don't know if I'm making the best use of Luminas and all the Pictos and shit. I'm probably not. I could probably be doing the 5-digit damage, but I'm not. I'm like a 4-digit Andy guy. Okay, just leave me alone. All right,
That's fine.
I'm making my way through.
You're having a good time, though. You're having a good time.
Yeah, obviously I'm loving it.
What's your party? Who are you playing with?
So I only have like 6 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Minoko, Veros, and like Verso, right?
Minoko. Okay.
Yeah, Minoko.
I was like, why are so many people in chat spelling Monaco wrong? Okay.
No, it's Minoko. And then like the first 3 female characters you meet in the beginning. They're all in my like crew. I'm in a part now where we're like separated though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're making pretty good progress there. I still think about this game nonstop since I finished it like a couple weeks ago. I really want to. I keep pushing about the spoiler cast because I just have so many thoughts about the game and the ending and all that stuff that I want to get out there. So back there when you finish it.
I try to finish it. You guys do a spoiler cast next week while I'm out.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I probably have.
You're pretty close.
So I'm playing it through like the Xbox Ultimate thing, which by the way, my goodness, it's the year of our Lord 2025. Why is this app still occasionally a dumpster fire?
You're talking about the cloud streaming stuff?
Just the Xbox app on PC. Like,
are you streaming it from your like local Xbox?
No, I'm downloading the game through
the
PC app.
Yeah, okay,
and
that app can still be terrible. Yes.
Look, like the cloud save stuff, like I go back and forth between a Series X and my PC,
that's fine.
and for the most part, it's been pretty seamless.
They figured that out a long time.
But yesterday, I had like 2 hours, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna play through more of this game. I booted up, and it's like, what are you doing? What do you mean you don't have this game? Error, and it took me 45 minutes to figure it out. Yep. And it was a series of like restarting, uninstalling the Xbox app, uninstalling Expedition 33, reinstalling that. Like, I'm sorry, it is not great. It is still showing its ugly face, and it's the reason why I'm like, I used to feel good about getting Xbox games and being like, all right, I've got it on PC, even if it's Xbox tainted, it's fine. It'll still do what I need it to do. But no, it still has its issues.
Yep, it's insane. And they like bought Bethesda and their launcher when that launcher actually works better, but they're like, we'll shut that down and just go with Xbox. It's like, you should have just moved everything over there.
And it's just like the worst messaging too. Like there's still legacy apps in the Microsoft Store that you can get that have no current contemporary functionality. So like there's just all this garbage still over there. I still want the ROG Xbox thing. I still want that. But what were you going to say, Dan?
Hopefully what that signifies is when that thing comes out, they will solve a lot of these problems and improve it, because otherwise, what's the point of that fucking thing?
Yeah, this is me holding my breath. What were you saying, Dan?
Didn't they just add like Steam integration into the Xbox app so you can load your Steam games from the Xbox app?
That will be as part of the Xbox app that comes out with this ROG Ally thing. So that hasn't happened yet, I don't think.
So just as a launcher?
Maybe they did just add it. Let me just.
I heard it like this morning that people were talking.
Oh, maybe it happened this morning. Okay, cool.
So
I just don't see like what possible use case outside of like the ROG Ally thing. Like, why would I?
Because eventually they're thinking maybe you can have the Steam on your Xbox console and stuff like that, and it'll be one unified app. I don't know. They wouldn't hate having your information in their app. So
right.
And it might like load Epic games as well. So having one launcher that knows where all your games is something people sometimes ask for.
Well, I've got the Ally X, and it kind of has that storefront thing where it's like, okay, do you want to launch Steam? Do you want to launch Xbox?
Right,
Epic.
exactly.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, going from one JRPG to kind of another, Jeff Grubb, you have continued to play through Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door.
Yeah, I'm on the last boss fight in that game, and I got too tired and had to put it down. Also, I think I need to rethink my badge situation.
Of course.
Yeah, because it's like I think I have some badges that are just completely worthless in that fight, and that's not great to have. But boy, I was like, man, I put the game down thinking, because you get to the end of a chapter, and then I mentioned this, like you want to start up a new chapter, and it's like, oh, it can't be as good as the last one, and then throughout that game, it always is as good or better than the last chapter. And so when I did pick it back up here thinking it's going to be hard to get my momentum back, that wasn't a problem. I just kind of soared through to the end of that game, and it's really nice. I was also playing it because I heard about people complaining about 2D graphics on the Switch 2's screen and how it can cause some ghosting issues. I don't think that game quite has like enough fast-paced action to like see that, but there were some like cutscenes where the background was moving pretty fast, and I think had I like brought out a magnifying lens, maybe I could have noticed something. But boy, it's really, I kind of don't know what people are talking about in most cases. I tried some other games as well, but yeah, Thousand Year Door is really fantastic. It is as good as everyone always said, and the characters you continue to meet throughout the end there are really excellent. It's just, and it's, you know, it's quirky and funny and warm, and in a way that I'm like, man, why can't all of their RPGs, the Paper Mario RPGs, have just been this over and over again? They really got it right here. All these fun Goomba characters that have hats and stuff like that. It's just a simple thing, and they won't even do that anymore. But yeah, Thousand Year Door, thumbs up. Really enjoy it.
Yep. Who are you kind of rocking as your main partner in this end game stuff?
You know, I kind of have to flip and flop between different ones depending on the scenario, but Vivian is kind of my go-to a lot of times. She does a good flame attack that attacks everyone and causes ongoing damage, and that ongoing damage kind of pierces through defense. So even if like the initial attack doesn't hurt them, the fire damage will at least do something over time, and that's nice. But I like all the characters. I try to start with like Goombella, so I can always do the tattle ability, so I can get the HP for the enemies and things like that, especially on these big boss fights at the end of the game.
Yeah, if they make another Paper Mario on the Switch 2 and it somehow still isn't just more like this, I'm going to lose my mind. It's kind of a lot. I probably shouldn't expect it. It's certainly a lost cause, but the fact that they did remake this game, brought it out, and everyone is just like, we like this better. Yep. It's clearly better. If once again we get somehow another like sequel to Sticker Star or some other new thing that's sort of weird and just isn't this again, it's
just the combat too, because Origami King is a good game except for the combat.
It's unfortunate because like even when Paper Mario started going downhill after GameCube, it's like I always took solace in like, well, okay, Mario and Luigi, I'm still getting my RPG Mario kick, and then with Brothership, that was the first one I was like, ugh, I don't think I like this. So they're kind of both in bad spots right now, you know?
Brothership kind of came and went last year, huh?
That was a big... I didn't even try it because I just didn't hear anything great about it. So, I'm not speaking from opinion, but it seems like that was a big letdown.
I played a couple hours and I was like, this is not hitting for me.
Yeah, it was a bummer, for sure.
Speaking about circling back to things that now may be hitting, Mikey, you've been playing a lot of Splatoon.
Yeah, so I finished that Splatoon 3 campaign. It was It was fantastic. It was so good.
Mike, I assume that uses the same gyro control stuff, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's just like, it's all the same controls of Splatoon and a lot of those mechanics. It's just in these levels built for a single player experience in like a very thoughtful and interesting way. So, actually, when I finished that, I know there's the DLC for 3 that's supposed to be good. But I'm like, I never finished 2's either. And I heard the DLC for that was great. So I'm actually now in the middle of Splatoon 2's single-player campaign. And then when I finish that, I'll do the Octo expansion there, and then I'll do side order for Splatoon 3. Even here, it's like interesting the differences between Splatoon 3 and Splatoon 2's. Because with Splatoon 2, these levels are sort of long, and they're generally kind of like similar. Like, yeah, go through this level, beat up the enemies, shoot them, Splatoon 3 is much more bite-sized levels. Every level kind of has its own gimmick, and those are really neat. Maybe even better, actually. There's a part in Splatoon 3, and look, this is a mild spoiler. This game's very old, but I just have to say it because I think Dan's going to like this a lot. Remember in Splatoon 3, the band, or the group, right? With Big Man and the girls, and they're like pop stars.
Yeah.
Big Man's a big manta ray. Well, during this campaign, you fight all the people in that group. And the last one you fight is Big Man, the manta ray. The boss fight against him, he just turns into that shadow goo thing from Mario Sunshine.
Wait,
it's just that.
Wait, are you talking about Gooper Blooper, or are you talking about Shadow Mario?
No, Shadow Gooper Blooper. It's just that giant manta. No. Remember
Gooper Blooper's back with the cork
No. Not that. Remember that part, that one mission in Mario Sunshine where it was just the shadow of a manta ray going along outside the resort, and you had to shoot it.
And it breaks up, and it
it's that thing.
Wait, do they call it that, or is it just like
It's
inspired
so
by?
clearly that. I
And
don't
it
know if
breaks
they
up
call
into
it
a million different manta
Yeah,
rays and
it
stuff?
is just that.
Hell yes. Okay. I did want to play that at the airport and on the flight back yesterday or whenever I got back. But I figured with the gyro stuff, I would look crazy on the plane, so I chose not to.
Right. I mean,
So-
you can turn it off just to make it a dual
but
stick thing, but
I like it, for
but
Splatoon.
it feels really good with the gyro. Even like the end of 3, there's like good cutscenes. And like it kind of, I don't know, it like the production
I'm
values of
fucking
it are
downloading it.
great.
Chill, dude. Chill. I'm downloading it.
It's
I
a lot of
downloaded it.
fun.
I might
And
play it this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard some people say that the auto expansion for 2 is maybe the best single player stuff they've ever done, and then side order on 3 is very good too. So I'm just going through all of it. I'm having a great time.
Yep. I've always meant to. This is a good excuse. Switch to Splatoon. All right, that's happening on my vacation.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, just in case you needed to know all of the fun features of the Switch 2 while you're playing through all these Switch 1 games, Dan Reichert, thankfully, you've been hitting the books by continuing to play through the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
And that's the thing that I couldn't look crazy on the plane playing a flaily gyroscope game. So I was looking studious and learning about the hardware of the Switch 2.
I was doing the Maraca thing on the plane.
I didn't say that's the thing.
At
Most
one
of the
point.
mini games I wouldn't do. I was just doing quizzes on the flight back, basically. Even like there was one where it was the kickstand, and you have to like set it up and like, okay, see how close you can get to a 30-degree angle with the kickstand. And I was like, I probably look crazy here. The guy next to me
Wait.
wondering why I'm. Yeah.
Wait, it can tell the angle of the
I was
kickstand?
surprised.
that makes
I was
sense.
Weird.
Yeah,
Is this
because
a
I was like,
sensor in there?
oh, I thought it was just going to show me pictures.
probably
and
the
everything.
gyro.
Oh, the gyro.
Yeah,
right.
I'm very alarmed that I apparently have significantly less social shame than Dan, because I literally was just on the plane shaking these things like maracas
Oh,
and not
no,
care.
I'd be put on a list. I can't do that. Yeah. So
So
no,
instead, you
but
just
I'm
took
excited
quizzes about Switch 2 hardware for an entire plane ride.
But I'm excited now because all I have now is mini games, and that seems like a lot of fun. So then once I go back to it, I'll have a bunch of fun mini games. Also,
You did the work
I think
already.
I want a speed run Welcome Tour. I think that'd be a funny.
that's
game.
funny.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah.
joke, right? Yeah.
No, it's not.
Everything
I
we
was
do is
looking
a
it up.
joke.
There is a scene where it's like there's the stamp rally speed run, which is just like how fast can you get all the stamps in the Welcome Tour, and then there are the minigame ones. But I think the stamp one would be funnier. So I
Yeah.
do want to get on a leaderboard for Nintendo
Yeah,
Switch Welcome Tour.
so far, the number one time on Stamp Rally is 25 minutes and 49 seconds.
I think I can beat that. I know where those
Yeah.
stamps are.
Yeah, shout out to TCB Trio for that record there.
I'm gonna look into it. I have a note to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But yeah, it's fun. I like it. I'm a pro Welcome Tour guy. That big Switch looks real good. I like skating over the screen. The mini games are fun. I do Lost and Found and bring it back to the welcome desk, and everyone likes me there.
That's,
Everyone
Dan, you're doing
likes
okay
me
because
there.
a lot of your appreciation for games is like the people in it are nice to me.
I just like nice people.
That's good. I agree.
Yeah.
Nice people are
Like
nice.
Doll Man, the Welcome Tour folks.
Yeah, they're all good people for sure. They're upstanding dudes.
All right. Well, that is something I've yet to check out on the Switch too. But maybe if I'm in the mood to go back to school, I'll do that. But guys, I've been thinking about this of all the miscellaneous things to get into this year. I really want to get into yo-yos, so I'm very glad, Dan and Mike, that you two have checked out Pipestrello and the Cursed Yoyo.
Yeah, I was playing this on Mega Man Monday evening games at Mike at night yesterday.
By the way, Mike, I think it's funny because you have to say the full title every time. Otherwise, it just sounds weird. Like, I
Yeah,
played
sounds
that
crazy.
Man. You
There
need
were-
to do the whole thing every
A
time.
lot of people showed up last night to watch and were kind of confused that I wasn't playing Mega Man.
Including my son, apparently, who
Never-
was like watching.
I'm telling you, Mike, I'm going to be so disappointed if you ever play Mega Man on Mega Man.
Yeah, you can't do
Don't
that.
do it.
I might
Yeah,
want
you're
to
not
Save it
allowed.
for Monday morning. Do Monday morning Mega Man after
Yeah,
Mist.
like look,
Yeah.
it is my favorite series. So my one like regular block, I might want to play Mega Man someday.
No,
I don't
Not
know.
allowed.
This game looks
shit.
really cool, though, Mike.
Pipistrello is super fun. I'm usually very skeptical of these Zelda-inspired indie games.
Italian.
Of
Oh.
Italian slander. And, yeah. But no, this is a ton of fun. It doesn't just swap in a yo-yo for a sword, which some games, I love Star Tropics a lot, but it's not like there's anything specifically yo-yo-y about your yo-yo in that game. It's just your attack. Here, you can hit it off of angles on like this where walls connect. And
You can only throw it
around.
north, east, south, and west, right? It can only go in cardinal directions.
Right, but boy, it just feels so good. And as long as like the next angle is close enough to it, it can kind of keep doing that for a while. You can't even just straight up throw the yo-yo, but if you do that, you're kind of without the yo-yo until it either you wait a while, it'll respawn to, or you have to go and get it. So I don't usually want to do that. But just bouncing the yo-yo against these walls feels fantastic.
And
Like,
they'll
such
set up a bunch
satisfying
of
mechanic.
enemies like clearly in a row where it's like you're going to get that satisfying moment of throwing it against like pop, 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 and it takes out like 8 things and there's coins everywhere. It's great.
It also has this like really neat progression mechanic. It's got a couple things. It has basically the badge system from Paper Mario or from Hollow Knight, that kind of thing. But there's also a skill tree and there's a shop. And the way it works is like you buy your next like kind of passive upgrade thing, like +1 attack power, plus more health. But there's always a negative side effect to it too. So it's like, okay, get +1 attack power forever, but it's going to be -1 health until you pay off this debt that you have. And it's not like you have to go back to this person to pay off the debt. It's just 50% or whatever of all the money you collect now is going towards paying this debt until that's paid off.
And then that
you
removes
just
the negative thing.
Right, so then you don't. But then at that point, it's like, well, now I need to kind of work towards another one. So you almost always have some kind of negative effect, so that you're continuing to make your character permanently stronger. I think that mechanic of it is really interesting.
It reminded me almost of the shop in Link Between Worlds, because wasn't that a similar
Little
thing
bit.
where it's like you could pay to rent, or then at a certain point you could own it? I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a
It's like
higher payment.
it almost sounds more like that than it actually is, because again, it was almost like effectively you had the item. And it just kind of kept from having inventory clutter basically for a while, because you eventually just bought them while you had it, and there was no negative effect here like you're having. So yeah, it's really good. The aesthetics I'm not sure on. It's like, it's one of these things with a lot of these retro games. I know this is more Game Boy Advance inspired than anything, and there were a lot of colors they could use there for sure, and those games sometimes were very colorful. But there is something about the 16-bit era, and they can only use so many colors, that kind of kept the palette in control. Sometimes here it's like, we have all the colors, and some of the characters seem a bit over-designed and things like that. So, it's bright in a good way, but it's also over-designed in other ways too. And it also does, this game's not like super big on story. I know this is maybe a bit of a me thing, but I play these games sometimes. I'm like, we don't need this much setup in the front end for this yo-yo game.
Yeah,
I felt
think.
that too. It's like the first 20 minutes at least, there's just like, okay, I really don't need all this. It's like
Right.
more like every time I start Link to the Past, it's like, yeah, I know you're a prisoner in the dungeon. I'm heading my way. Don't worry about it. I just want to play the game.
Right.
It's like that times 10.
Right, and I mean that's all you need. As much as I like Minish Cap at that point, in terms of those kind of Zelda games, it was like, wow, let's get moving here, everybody. I would like to play some Zelda now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm with you, Mike. I'm a sucker for any kind of just like, hey, this is clearly a Zelda-like. This is clearly a throwback thing. Even like Blossom Tales, which is more of a just one-to-one. Like you've got a sword and you're getting like hook shots and stuff and boomerangs. This has its own flavor to it for sure. Like aesthetically, like the gameplay stuff is very kind of Zelda-inspired, but it does enough unique things like with the yo-yo and the shop type stuff and the upgrades that like it's not just another one of those.
Right. And again, the Game Boy Advance of it is fun. There's even a mode where you can click in your sticks and it zooms out and you're actually playing the game on a Game Boy Advance looking system. You can turn it around and
Cool.
still keep playing the game. So that's neat.
I still might want to check this out.
I enjoyed watching Mike play it, and anytime he hit the yo-yo on an angle and it did the thing, I popped.
It's a very satisfying mechanic. That always felt good. And just like the general layout of the puzzles and things like that felt interesting. I like the overworld being a city instead of just some big grassy field. That switches things up too.
Buying fast travel points, I think, is cool.
Yes, I did lose a lot of my money retrying this arena constantly that I probably just wasn't strong enough for yet, and that upset me, but that was a skill issue, I admit.
Well, it was something that definitely was not a skill issue for you yesterday, Mike, was replaying through Myst, because Grub and I were trying a backseat game, but you just were on top of it.
Yeah, tell you what, I've been wanting to play Myst on the site forever, mostly just because I liked the stupid idea of calling something Monday Mornings Myst with Mitch. I honestly didn't think much about if it would be good content or not. So I'm glad it actually seemed like it was a fun time. I know I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I had a
liked
great
it
time.
a lot.
Mike,
Yeah.
I assumed you were like a longtime fan of Myst and you wanted to show it off. But then I saw like the comments being like, wow, he's taking to this really quick. He's really figuring out these puzzles fast. And so like, I didn't realize, is this your first time playing it?
This is my really it is. When Myst came out, I definitely sort of wandered around. I don't think I had any idea what to do. I think I found, because I think you can beat the game in like 10 minutes if you know exactly what to do right away. So I think at one time I did that for fun. Again, way back then. I don't remember how I did that. But I always like thought Myst was cool and admired it. But at the time, it was a bit beyond me and I just never went back really. But I'm always so fascinated by it because it was this big, important thing in video games. It was when people were still really excited about integrating all this live action video. The pre-rendered cutscenes, it was this big driver of CD-ROMs and CD-ROM drives in gaming, and it was it was a franchise for a while. There were 5 of these games, and the spin-off with Uru. So and my brother AJ always liked them, and it just, I don't know, there's a vibe to it too that I thought was cool, and that's what I really enjoyed the most when we were playing. There's this weird isolationist but tranquil Myst vibe. Yeah, it's doing its own thing there, and I just really enjoy it. People talk about cozy games. This is cozy to me.
Sure.
Just kind of walking around these sort of puzzle games or adventure games. That's what I like.
This is due to my own ignorance because I never checked out Myst growing up or had any real exposure to it. But Mike, watching you play through Myst yesterday, I couldn't help but think, oh, this is what Blue Prince is doing, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. I think that was still like the best single sentence descriptor of Blueprints, and it's hard to do because that game's a lot of things. But calling it a roguelike Myst, I think, is kind of the best way of getting to the essence of what Blueprints is. Yeah, it's a lot of that here. Now we are playing the remake, and the big difference there is that you are just walking around a fully 3D world. The original game, it was all pre-rendered. You're just kind of moving from scene to scene by clicking around the screen. But I heard that the remake was good. I know some people want me to play the original, but the remake's good. It runs very easily on modern stuff. It's widescreen, and it still has the original FMV acting in it, which is, I think, a core part of that experience, right? All these games, you want to see all those people who are just working at the studio and whatnot. I love that shit.
I think it's fun when you play a modern game and it makes you realize that a game you've overlooked, from the past. It's like, when I first played Stardew Valley and I was like, what a great idea for a game. This is very fun. Oh, I should have played Harvest Moon. Okay, got it.
Yeah. I wonder, part of me hopes that the little bit of that Blueprints pop-off trickled down to Myst a little bit. And if not, maybe they're not showing off here. But because this is good, and then the Riven remake, which is the sequel to this game, which at this point I'm pretty comfortable in saying, yeah, we're going to play that after this.
Oh, yeah.
People love that Riven remake a lot, so I'm excited to get there too.
I did look to see if there was a mod to add subtitles, and there's nothing out there for using the old FMV, which is a real bummer. But what happens if you don't use the old FMV? Did they re-record that stuff with new actors?
So I think it's just 3D models. That's originally what was in the remake.
Right.
Everyone's like, no, it's like, look, we're okay getting rid of the, slideshow walking around stuff, but you got to have the pre-rendered FMV people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is weird that the subtitles don't work when you do that, but I think
they said they didn't do the timing for it, and they were like, maybe we'll do it one day, and that was years ago, and they haven't updated about it.
No, I don't think that's happening. So.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about building upon the DNA of an existing game, last Friday for UPF, Grub, Mike, and I played FBC Firebreak, which is building off of the combined universe of Control and Alan Wake, as well as, I guess, the gameplay DNA of something kind of like a Left 4 Dead.
And then just Sam Lake weirdness. Yeah.
Yeah, like you gotta wet your brothers, or you gotta wet your bros.
Gotta take a shower together.
Hop in the shower together, because you got covered in sticky notes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I continue to play this game after we did on UPF, and I think my enjoyment was severely lowered because I was no longer playing with friends. I was just playing with randos, and it's kind of difficult to get into this game because the level progression is a little slower than I'd like it to be.
And they
know that
ramped
the
it up a
developers-
lot, too.
Yeah, and the developers have addressed that to like you said, Grub, ramp it up and kind of increase that speed. But the problem is, it feels like for me there's so much to do that it's really hard to coordinate with a lot of randos just jumping in to the game because it is so objective heavy. Of you got to go do this, and then you got to go all the way over here. You have to do this task to unlock the next task. And even when we were playing together, it took a little bit of time to get acclimated to what everyone should be doing.
Right.
And the game doesn't it has 3 classes, but it lets you jump into missions with whatever formation you want. But I kind of feel like you absolutely need someone to be the splash brother guy or the water person.
Well, there's that whole mechanic. First off, in the first level, people were catching on fire. I had to put them out. Then the other one, I had to splash the Post-it notes off them where they just basically died. It's like, what would we have done if I wasn't doing that?
You got to go find a shower, and it's like that's not the same thing as, okay, someone needs to fix this breaker box. Well, I could just do that automatically, or everyone else could just do the QTE, right? And that's like makes sense. Where it's like, oh, we need someone to get wet, and no one else has any other way of doing that. It doesn't feel equivalent.
My job seemed disproportionately important, which
seemed crucial.
Yeah, I do think maybe low expectations helped me with this because going into it, I was kind of just hearing pretty bad things about the game. And it helped that Jan knew what was going on a bit to help us out. So I was having fun, but I was also constantly a little befuddled by some of the choices. The most egregious thing was we're doing this pretty long mission, and every 10 minutes it's changing up what exactly our objective is, and it's kind of a little confusing to get reacclimated. Then we go into this really big room with a lot going on, and there's already a ton of enemies that are all making a lot of noise, and we're fighting them. And while this is happening, some guy over the radio is trying to explain the complicated thing we need to do in this room. And it's just like, I didn't get any of that. Jan, please tell me you know what's going on. And thank God you did. But if you didn't, I guess I would just die and give up.
Yeah, that's a rough first mission to start with.
Yeah, and that's the first mission. And it's like you just go into this room and there's a lot. It's like a lot of new ideas, and I appreciate that the game has a lot of ideas. I do. I think it's like, okay, that's one way to make one of these stand out, but it's probably not enough to overcome that none of them really gel in a way that feels great, and it can be kind of convoluted, and you can feel the first impression it makes of like, oh, this is what I'm doing here. I didn't even realize that is pretty rough. And it's not so fun on the other side of that it's like, well, it was clearly worth butting our head up against the game, not knowing how to convey that information.
Right. I mean, it's difficult because you want to have these objectives, I guess. But I do think part of why Left 4 Dead works so well is that, what you're all doing is relatively simple. You're fighting zombies and you're moving to the next place. Maybe sometimes it switches things up a bit here. I think the second mission was much better when it was mostly just, take out all the Post-it notes. And sometimes that means fighting a giant monster made out of Post-it notes, right? But that was going a lot better than that first mission of first, repair all these things and fill up the barrels and move the barrels down and toss the barrels into this. It's this game there. The control flavor aspect of it, I do enjoy that for the most part.
The objects of power showing up, honestly, red light, green light thing is
cool.
A really fun idea. It was very stressful, but I like that a lot. And then getting a powerful gun that shoots out a bunch of shredded metal and blowing up those objects of power, that felt great. Yeah, there's some cool stuff in there.
Chad is saying Jan may have dropped us into the third mission there, that one with the barrels.
I don't know if they're confused because like level 3 is what they were hearing, but I think that was it's made for level 3, and then we tried the easier versions of some of those levels. I don't know, whatever. Maybe you did. I don't know.
Whatever.
When I popped into a rando game, I had popped in at level 3 because that's what was suggested to be able to move on to the next level. If that's the case where you have to adjust the difficulty and play through these multiple times, I could see it getting real old, folks.
Yeah, real crusty.
Because after a while, and we eventually settled into the rhythm of it, that first mission took close to an hour, if not a little bit more.
Yeah, It was.
And there's shorter versions of those levels, but then you don't progress if you do those simpler ones, I don't think.
Oh my God. I was just looking at Steam charts, right? I was curious, how many people are playing Night Rain still? Night Rain.
A lot.
88,000 concurrents right now on Steam.
Jeez.
88,000.
I want to circle back to it. Yeah.
I do too. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I want to. Firebreak, meanwhile, is 194 concurrents. That is
It's done.
really rough.
Yeah, it's kind of no coming back from that, really.
That is, that's kind of just, it's toast. Jeez.
Yeah.
Just that few.
Yeah, that level, like the leveling process, and because like some of the, I think what would make this game super fun is just having like a bunch of abilities popping off at all times, and it takes so long to even get to that second page of abilities to get like a better shotgun or like access to grenades. Is it cross-platform?
So look, it's on Game Pass and PSN Plus. I know.
Okay.
I even with that 194 on
Steam
Steam.
usually isn't affected by that stuff. There's Rematch is on both of those as well. And Mike, what's Rematch's numbers on Steam?
Let's see, Rematch Steam charts. Yeah,
Rematch is at least on Game Pass, but I think it's on both.
Rematch is at 62,000. So yeah.
Okay.
Again, I'm not. If it was like at 1,000, be short. It is at 200.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough.
Speaking about one game we played on UPF to another game we're going to be playing this week on UPF, Rematch. This is like human Rocket League, right?
Yep.
Some would call it football.
No.
No, sorry.
calls it that.
Sorry.
Tom Brady's
That
not
just
in
doesn't
it.
sound right.
Yeah.
You're right. I misspoke.
This is not
I
an
spoke out
80
of
for
turn.
Brady movie game. No.
What
Rematch is interesting. It's a world where an invisible force field surrounds a soccer pitch. And that is one of the things I feel like is one of the coolest parts of this game, where it has this arena soccer sort of vibe. It's made by Slow Clap, who did Sifu, so there's a lot of that kind of like technical sort of. There's not fighting in this game, but if you can imagine a soccer game playing like it was designed by fighting mechanics people, it starts to make sense.
It does.
I think this game's pretty good. I think it's almost equal parts frustrating and satisfying, because I think there's a few quality of life things that maybe need to be sweetened over for me to really, really, really jump in with everything, right? The camera controls are a little weird, and I've still not fine-tuned them in a way.
Is there a
where
lock on for the ball? A camera
Dude,
lock?
I've been searching for that.
I don't think it's in there.
If there
That's
is, I've
critical
not
in Rocket
discovered
League.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what there seems to be this sort of like developing argument of like what's the best way to control this game on PC, whether it's mouse and keyboard or controller.
Mouse and keyboard was working really well for me.
Yeah, and I think I might start to go that route. I think what's hard about this game is it's sort of, the play to really effectively play well as like a 3 or 4 or 5 person team and have good experiences with teammates is you need people to like understand through balls and kind of like really, I guess, have a fundamental soccer.
I was playing with randos. I don't think I got the ball passed to me once.
It's
several
crazy.
matches.
And you can call for the ball too, and you can kind of like lead people in the right direction. I think the shooting mechanic is very cool because it's sort of this like third person thing where you have to like target the reticle to where you want it and then kind of cook a shot and let go and work it that way. The juggling stuff is interesting. It's just sort of it is approachable, but deeper than you might think with the technicality and the kind of like arsenal of soccer maneuvering you have at your disposal while you're playing it. I'm the jury's still out for me on it. I enjoy it. I've played a lot with Dib, who loves soccer and loves Rocket League, and I was like, oh, this is a shoe-in, and he was like, I hate this game. One more time. I hate this game. Let's play again. Let's play again. Let's play one more time. So there's that's going on, which I guess is better than just hating it altogether. So yeah. I mean, how'd you find it, Grub?
I found myself thinking I'd rather be playing Rocket League most of the time. Not that I think this is a bad game. I just think that there's more depth here, and Rocket League limits what you can do, and in terms of like what your character is actually capable of. You can't do a rainbow kick to yourself, like where you kick it over the back of your head and it lands in front of you, and you do a sweet move. Like you could do that, or like there's no button combo that just does that. You can
pull
maybe
it
get
off.
so good to get the card to do that, but that's a different thing. Like that, there's a huge skill ceiling there. But like the skill floor required to play rematch is much higher, I think. Now, I still think I was having a good time when I was playing.
Yeah.
Especially when I got in goal and like that there, because it's like unlike Rocket League, it turns you into a goalie. Like you stand back
you can pick
and
the
now you
ball
can use
up.
your hands and you can like dive back and forth. And I felt like there, it's like, I have decent reflexes for something like that. That's where I was like, okay, at least here I feel like I can contribute to the team and not screw up too bad. And then when you do screw up, it feels really bad because you're like, oh, I let down the whole team. But I was still having a pretty decent time. So I think I might be in a similar place to Dib.
Yeah,
If I'm gonna be-
there's.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say goaltending. I think is really good. There is for my taste, too charitable of a sort of like forgiveness zone of what a goalie can kind of get away with, just sort of like sucking in just by like a proximity sort of situation. I think overall it speaks to like the physics in this game just being a little wonky and kind of like just not. Just sort of their own laws. Like they kind of exist on their own planet that don't really. They're very close to Earth, but they're not Earth 1-to-1. What were you gonna say, Dan?
Now, we are playing Friday. We were playing on UPF against MinMax.
Yeah.
Oh,
Against,
okay, cool.
Sarah, Janet, and Leo. So I think we're gonna do a 3-on-3 on Friday. Do I need to A, put in a bunch of practice time if I haven't played it, and B, do I need to know how soccer works?
Well, all you need to know about soccer is ball and net good, but
There's no
I think
offsides, icing,
there's
things I need to know.
Not
Okay.
in this version of it. In real soccer, there's a lot of rules. Here, there's no rules.
I don't think there's like even like fouls, right?
No, you could go nuts. I would play the tutorial like a lot. And it's not just there's an opening tutorial, and then you can dig down on a more granular level. That stuff I think will be helpful for you. It's tough. It's like you for me it's frustrating because it's like I know what I want to do in this game and I'm just not able to do it. And maybe that's a practice skill issue thing. Who knows? But that's always going to handcuff you in a frustrating way. I think out of the gate.
I think the difference is like in Rocket League, I want to do the thing, and I know why I'm not good enough.
Right.
And I just got to like try to get better at like doing the combination of buttons that I already have at my fingertips. Here it's like, oh, I feel like I'm forgetting a button. I need to be holding down LB and the pass button to do a lob pass, and then I hold down RB and the pass button to do a different kind of pass. And it's like, oh, I got to keep all that in my head, and it's just I'm not there yet. I mean, that's a lot of sports games, so it's like not like this is something I'm holding specifically against Rematch. But for me, this is so Rocket League coded that I was kind of going there expecting like this is going to be simple, and all of the complexity, all of the depth would become what can you do with this simple set of tools? And it's like, here, now the tools are a little bit more complicated. Do you want to try to like take the time to get good at that? And I guess I kind of do. I think this game is still fun and worth that. But at this point, it's still mostly an exercise in frustration for me.
You're right. I was surprised with how kind of inaccessible it is, right? I was surprised with like how much out of the gate you're sort of lost a little bit, even with a little bit of that tutorial.
That's unfortunate because like I have for a long time wanted to see some form of return to like Jam Blitz, just kind of that like arcade. Grub. I know you and I like the.
This is less that though. Anyway,
like but that's what the thing. I saw some people invoking the name of like Jam and Blitz and stuff like that, and I've always wanted that to come back because arcade sports is like
this is definitely an arcade soccer game. It definitely is.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's not like Sega Soccer Slam or Mario Strikers.
No, there's not like power ups and stuff like that.
Right. There's no power ups, but it definitely
it
reminds me a lot of Sega Soccer Slam. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I just feel like we're gonna constantly avoid doing this for hockey again, and it's just like at every given turn, Mario Sports. See the slow clap, like someone just do it for me. People are making like roguelike hockey games, and it's like that's awesome.
We got to get the global south into hockey. Until that happens, we're screwed here.
I get it. You twisted the knife pretty deep when you asked if there was icing in this game, Dan. That hurts.
Well, I know that's not.
I know.
I'm just using that to represent sports things I don't
triggered
understand.
me. Yes, tape to tape was really good, but like. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but hey, we'll see.
All right, gang. That about does it for video game talk. And we're going to go get to the news right after we take a quick breaky break. After I do this on the virtual machine now. This is Jeff Grubb with the news. Beep, 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 beep. Jeff Grubb.
Hey, yeah, I got some news. First up, breaking news. Saw some super chats came in. We'll get to those before the end of the program, everybody. Hang in there. All right, so let's start here. AMD UDNA graphics architecture to power next-gen Xbox and PlayStation. AMD's next-generation UDNA graphics architecture succeeding RDNA 4 is expected to power the GPUs of both the future Xbox and PlayStation consoles, placing them a generation ahead of the Radeon RX 9000 series and capable of handling demanding AAA titles like GTA 6, is what this story said here. Leaks suggest UDNA will offer a 20% increase in faster performance per blah, blah, blah. All that stuff doesn't matter. Basically, the story here is both these companies are making next-gen consoles, and both of them are sticking with the AMD partnership, and AMD has a new... they're not going to do just like a slightly updated version of RDNA 4. Now it's RDNA 5. It's going to be... No, they have a whole next-gen architecture, so it'll be in that line, but significantly more powerful. They're not changing things up a lot, essentially, and I don't think many people were expecting that, although... it does feel like at a point we're going to reach a certain point where they look around and be like, wait, should we try to really change things up with our next, maybe Xbox, not necessarily PlayStation. I expect PlayStation to kind of just stay what it is because it's working for them. But there was talks of maybe Microsoft going with a more mobile-like processor, RISC architecture, RISC-V or something like that. And it doesn't sound like they're doing that at all. They're just going to make another Xbox. Does that sound appealing to you all?
I am just so curious how they're going to present this thing. What it's going to look like. You say, oh, a new architecture should look better. What's that actually going to look like, right? Like, what is that buzz reel, sizzle reel trailer look? Like Switch 2 had a challenge convincing people that its new hardware was exciting. And at least they had the trick of, we're not that used to seeing a lot of Nintendo games at 60 FPS and 4K still. And Xbox is well past that. It's like, I guess it's lucky that they'll have a GTA 6. Like, look how this looks on the next Xbox, I suppose. But boy, it just seems like it's going to be a challenge for this company that's not in a great position and also keeps firing people and is supposedly going to be firing more people soon.
Yeah, that's a story that was popping up. Did I include that here in the rundown? Doesn't look like it. They are reportedly going to lay off even more people from Xbox specifically. I think the last round of Microsoft layoffs kind of nicked Xbox a little bit, but didn't do much. But the ones before that clearly certainly did. But yeah, you're right. It's this weird thing where they, the whole marketing campaign is everything is an Xbox. We'll talk about the VR headset here in a little bit about, that's an Xbox now too from Meta. And so they essentially have moved past the need for the Xbox, but they're going to make another one. And, at a certain point, does it just become like a Panasonic VCR that's just like another VCR on the shelf? And does that make sense? Like, consoles are such a specialized thing. I don't know. Listen, I'll say I'm relieved that they're not leaving the hardware space. I do think PlayStation will need a little bit of a check in terms of making sure they don't go completely off the rails with hubris. But I don't know how much of a check this is actually going to be. And I don't know, do I need an Xbox next generation? I really like using my Xbox Series X. It's a good console to use, but I don't think about it much beyond that.
Yeah, I start to tune out every time we start talking about the next generation of consoles just because of how...
Right. What does it even mean?
Yeah. I don't want to say underwhelming this current next gen has been, but PS5 is about to be 5 years old, right?
It's characterless. It just doesn't have any character.
I did like the phrase current next gen, by the way.
Yeah, it's so dumb because no one knows how to talk about it.
That actually tracks.
The current next gen.
Only there's a quicker way to say that.
But I don't know. The only console I'm currently excited about is the Switch 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not. Gosh, I don't think about my PlayStation 5, my Xbox Series X at all at the moment.
I was just thinking, someone pointed out in chat that we're halfway through the 2000s. We are a quarter way through this century, which I suppose is why
Shut the fuck door.
New York Times did that the top 100.
Yeah, it's finally time to give Way of Water its crown.
Chuck, build a tool on Giant Bomb where people can vote for their favorite games of the century.
Yeah,
so far.
that's an easy ask.
Yeah, that's easy. Let's just do that in this afternoon. And I want
Real quick, what's everyone's favorite game of the century so far? Go, Dan Reichert.
Wait, you go around because I made an actual list.
Jeff Grubb. No thinking.
Prince of Persia: Lost Crown.
Good. Jan Ochoa.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Jeff Bacalar.
What was the question? No,
What's your favorite?
I know. I don't know. It's too much pressure. Go, but come back
you
to me.
gotta pick one. You have to pick one, or bad things are gonna happen in the next 10 seconds.
He's gonna
I'm looking.
show it to you. Just you.
Resident Evil Village.
Very good.
Pick a number between 1 and 100.
1.
17.
Okay, well, 1 is Breath of the Wild is the best of the last 25 years. Number 17 is Red Dead Redemption, the first one.
Okay, and I will say Super Mario Odyssey. There we go.
You mean the third best game of this last quarter century?
There you go.
I'll also throw in Dead Cells.
Oh, I love Dead Cells. There's a lot of Dead Cells disrespecters among us, Jan. Did you know that? Including
That's
Mike Nadi.
incredible.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Who else?
I know.
Who else is with me?
Sean. Turbo Sean
Oh,
also
yeah.
doesn't like Dead Cells.
Oh yeah, Sean.
All
Oh,
right.
you mean the 44th best game of the last 25 years?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
44.
Hey, 44 is pretty good. It
It's
made the
right
100.
below Lost Crown, but above San Andreas.
I'll tell you what. They added all that Castlevania stuff to it, and I'm like, surely this will make me like Dead Cells more. Not really.
We already have a database,
What
Chuck.
about-
How much work can it possibly be?
What about Hades? Where does Hades?
Oh, Hades is super high up there.
Oh, let me see where Hades is. Hades is the 80th best game since
Hey,
2000.
you think Hades is worse than Dead Cells?
Yeah, it's below Ninja Gaiden 2004, but it's above Crazy Taxi.
Wait, so where's Returnal?
Let me see. That is the 70th best game of this.
I do like
generation.
Jeff and I's. It's haters only like proportionally, right?
It's, like the number one hater move is, well, compare it to this thing.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
Hell
the best
yeah.
way to argue, right?
It's the worst and the best. Yep. All right. It might be. Hey, guess what? Back to the weather talk. It might be too hot to play your Switch 2 on the go this week. A heat wave is sweeping across the United States, bringing high temperatures to millions. As record-breaking temperatures are expected in North America and Europe this summer, it's important to be mindful of using handheld gaming devices like the Switch 2 or the Steam Deck in the heat. Nintendo recommends using the Switch in ambient temperatures between 5 and 35 degrees. That's in
English.
That's woke temperatures. It's 41 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit in freedom temp. If the device gets too hot, it has an automatic sleep function to prevent overheating. This can occur if the vents are blocked or the unit is used in hot environments. I kind of want to test this, but I don't want to break my Switch 2.
Well, you have another one, Grub. Just bust that bad boy open.
I could just steal the other one from. I did actually end up opening the second Switch 2.
I knew you would.
There you go.
So
Hell yeah.
now we're a Switch 4 household, and Emmy's still using hers constantly for Minecraft. All right. Nintendo has fixed its London Underground ad, which claimed that Metroid Prime 4 was out now. Turns out that's not true. They were lying. I guess they just removed the Photoshop layer that they clearly just borrowed from the Mario Kart 1 and left on top of Metroid Prime. And they got rid of the out now part. And it just says, does it say 2025 or coming
This is
soon?
2025.
That's 2025. Yes, there it is. Yes, the original poster may have had 2025 hidden underneath the out now message. So, still coming this year, Dan Reichert.
Huh.
It's not until I have it in my hand. Not until I'm playing it on my screen.
Yeah, but it still counts against you, even if it's not in
Yeah,
your
right in
hand.
this moment, you've
Well, no,
lost.
if it's available, then I lose. But I don't think it's going to come out this year.
When do you guys think this game is out? I asked chat for their thoughts for Game S Mornings.
September.
I think we'll get that poll later, but it's like I said, or maybe I already asked that, but it was like summer, fall, or holiday.
I always associate November with Metroid because of Metroid Prime still. I think that makes sense. Not December. Oh, if it's December, we're gonna have that one of those really fun, not eligible for Game Awards, but we're gonna remember it next year kind of things, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like Metroid Prime is, if you ask me to name like a winter break game, I remember getting the Platinum GameCube and Metroid Prime for Christmas in like 02 and just playing the hell out of it all winter break. Like there's something about Metroid that's like, maybe it's Philander or Drifts or something, but it seems wintry to me.
That's how you say it. Yeah, Philander drifts. Yeah.
They announced like the double mouse Joy-Con Switch game is coming out August, right?
Oh, did that get a date?
Drag to
Drag to Drive or
Drive
Drag
and
Cross
Dragon?
Drive?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say October for Metroid.
Okay.
2020.
Shut up, Jan. We don't get this juju out
I
of
love
here.
how
Bad.
serious you are about it, Dan. You're really
I'm
selling
not.
it.
Listen.
I
Every
won
day-
last year. I'm good.
Every day he
Sure.
becomes slightly more possibly correct, and it
That-
drives me
of
insane.
course,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go out of my mind if it
The
comes out in
billboard says
2026.
2025. They just reaffirmed
And that
it.
billboard
it
has
also
never
said out
lied
now.
before.
Well, the billboard did lie just a
Oh,
minute
Mike,
ago.
you trust
actually.
every billboard.
You do. I can't think of anybody who trusts billboards more than you, probably.
Wow, that's like a very specific and accurate assessment of Dan Reichert.
Acceptable marketing, I think, is the phrase.
We should get a billboard.
Yeah,
I would love that. We should get
Didn't
one.
Greg Miller
What-
got one for his birthday once, I think.
Yeah, folks out there, like if you live in just some like weird rural area with a stretch of highway and you know it's cheap, I would love for us to get a
We have
billboard.
there's a giant digital, like mega bright, like the digital billboard right next to the highway, not far from where I live. I'm gonna look into that and see if
Hey.
we can get one on there.
Do we know anyone that I don't know works for whoever does the billboards for Times Square? Because I don't want to pay for that because that's very expensive.
I bet
would just-
they make you pay.
No, of course they do. I would just think it's hilarious. We do one of those videos like people do of like, oh, I just made it onto this show and the show has a billboard, and it's just like the five of us like, huh?
Yeah, just like looking
Yeah.
lost. Yeah, I like that.
Please. Yeah, give us the homie hookup.
Mario Kart World producer says it didn't seem necessary to add characters from other Nintendo games. The producer of Mario Kart World, Koisuke Yabuki, explained why the game doesn't feature crossover characters from other Nintendo franchises, unlike Mario Kart 8. He stated that the development team felt non-Mario characters would be incongruous in a Mario-themed world and weren't necessarily given the existing wealth of Mario characters and costumes wasn't necessary, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but who cares?
Yeah, but I kind of get it because, like, especially with all the costumes and everything, like, and adding all these, like, if you can be a para biddy bud, you know, I think between Smash Brothering it all out or having a bunch of weird, obscure Mario characters, I think I would take the obscure Mario characters.
I'm enjoying the cast of characters that are in this game as it is, for sure.
Dolphin on a dolphin, yeah.
If they introduced a bunch of Nintendo characters, though, over the next 5 years, I would also be happy.
I don't think it's-
there's plenty of room for them.
I don't think it needs to be like Super Smash Brothers Kart, but I did like in 8 when, you know, you'd get one here and there.
Yeah,
it was fun. I hope we
Link
get, I do, you
and-
know, we get that in DLC. Hope we get Link. I hope you get some other surprise. Game, you know, when Metroid Prime 4 comes out, give me Samus and a Mario Kart finally. That'd be fun.
I want the new design of Donkey Kong.
We have that.
But like with like the overalls and everything.
Oh, the costume. Yeah, I bet they're gonna.
Oh.
Well, there's only one costume for Donkey Kong right now in
Yeah,
the
it's
game.
just Spaceport Donkey Kong. Yeah,
I
they
bet
need
they're
more.
gonna maybe add more.
All right.
It was good. I played a lot. I had the family test over the
It's
weekend.
really
so
fun with friends and family.
we
It
did a
just
lot of
is.
local 4-player stuff. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I found that people, even like casual people that don't play a lot of games, like my sister Katie and my dad, Knockout Tour. People love that.
Yeah. That's
lot of fun.
I'm surprised, but yeah, that's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I did think my early problems with it were just like I enjoyed playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe so much, just as a game on its own by myself, and like just like getting into the racing. And here it's like, no, this game they clearly just made to be played with at parties or online with friends. And in that context, it's always really good. So,
Oh, I mean, Kayla and I, one of those nights I was home, we just like sat on the couch and loaded up a room and said to the Discord, like, hey, join. And we just played for like hours and it was just a blast. It's
Yep.
so good multiplayer.
All right, so related, leaked Sonic Racing crossover officially unveiled, bringing Nickelodeon stars to the track. Nickelodeon and Sega have officially announced their Sonic Racing Crossworlds collaboration, which will feature SpongeBob SquarePants characters, vehicles, and a track. Future Nickelodeon content from the Avatar and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universes is also teased. The Nickelodeon characters will be available in the digital deluxe edition or via a season pass, which also includes Minecraft content and characters from Sonic Prime. The game is set to be released on September 25th. This is a game that I had a lot of fun playing at Summer Game Fest. I thought that collaboration with SpongeBob looked very cute and fun, but it does kind of rub me a little bit the wrong way where, hey, this is a series that once had all of this cool Sega stuff in there. And is this in there in place of that? And that's I do view that as a little bit of a bummer, but I have no complaints about SpongeBob.
Thank you. I thought you were on the wrong side of history.
No, I stand with SpongeBob.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Also, I may have accidentally changed my input gain, Jan. Let me know if I ruined everything with my microphone. But yeah, I'm the same, Jeff. I don't know. Like, it's a little cute to have these characters in. They have multiple Nicktoon kart games. They had their shot.
There's 2 of those, yeah.
Yeah, I'm such an old Sega head that what I'm hoping for is more old Sega characters, right? Like, give me the freaking guy from Golden Axe in there, and Streets of Rage characters, and Ryu Hayabusa.
Mike, we all know that you're clamoring for Vector Man to be in the game.
I mean, honestly, I don't like
No
Vector
joke.
Man, but
No
yeah,
joke.
Give me
Yeah, Vector Man's a cool dude.
Yeah, ooh la la.
Comic Zone guy.
Comic Zone guy. They're bringing back Comic Zone, and that stuff. And we've got some Sega characters announced. I know Hasune Miku counts as a Sega character, maybe. But, I mean, ones that I care about.
Yeah, like the Space Harrier guy just running next to everybody. That'd be cool.
That's great. Yeah. I get. Yeah. Put Joker in there, of course. Put Ichiban. Get the newer people in there.
Oh, that Joker. I'm sorry. I hate.
I was
the
thinking
first.
of
Yeah.
Joker. Yeah.
Yeah. They got Joaquin Phoenix in the movie.
Yeah, that's who I think of.
In the game, actually. Yeah.
That makes me sad. How come no one had Joker or Joker Folio Do on their New York Times top 10?
I know, weird that was left off
Not a big musical fan,
suspiciously.
Oh, okay. I get it.
All right.
Man, I might put A Star Is Born on mine.
I kind of like that. Yeah.
Tell me something, Jan.
Jan Mylandro in chat says, Times Square billboard, you could submit an image that displays on a rotation. Individual is $150, and for brands, it's $250.
What the fuck?
There's
That's
no
it?
way
I'll
it's
do
that
that
cheap.
right now.
Wait,
What
what
do you
does
mean?
that
Like-
even mean?
Yeah.
Like,
what are we
just like a
getting here?
slideshow. Like
But
it goes up there for
where?
like 5
There's
seconds
like-
every hour or something like that.
But I feel like there's 80,000 screens in Times
Which
Square.
screen?
Okay, guys, it's one comment in chat. I don't have all the details, all the answers. All right,
Chat,
Well, here,
prove
there's
Jeez,
yourself.
five of
coming
us.
for the king. Jesus.
There's 5
Shit.
of us. We all pick a direction to look at for a couple hours. And
Shot,
then,
shot north.
yeah. Okay, north. I'll take west.
No, this means we have to go to Times Square. I'm out.
They got hot dogs there.
There's an Olive Garden there, guys.
Oh my
I will
god.
meet you at the Olive Garden in Times Square. I'll be right
You
there.
fucking
Does Guy Fieri still
animals.
have a restaurant there? Can I get some donkey sauce?
Oh my god.
I'm so excited to have mustard on a hot dog. I'm genuinely excited about that. I haven't had the opportunity yet, but I did have mustard a few times over the weekend. And like
I'm-
hot dog, and a soft pretzel. Those are big time.
So happy
I'm
for
very
you.
excited.
So happy for you.
It's a crazy thing to say. at
I know.
41.
I
Put
was
it on a
like a
turkey
grown
sandwich.
ass fucking man.
I'm
So
excited.
excited
It's
to
good.
one day have mustard on a hot dog.
I'm gonna do it.
The Mustard Arc is now out on YouTube.
It sure is.
By the way.
Everyone should go
Right.
check that out. Yep. All right. Leaked, or no, I already did that one. Arc System Works is hosting a showcase this week featuring the next project by Guilty Gear's creator. Arc System Works, known for its fighting games, will host a showcase on Friday, June 27th, announcing new titles and projects. This includes a new project from Daisuke Ishiwatari, creator of the Guilty Gear series. While a new Guilty Gear title is possible, it's not confirmed. Guilty Gear Strive came out in 2021, did very well on Steam, outperforming even games like Street Fighter V and Tekken 7 at the time. However, blah, blah, blah. Okay, other details. There's also like a rumor, I don't know if there's any juice to this, that Arc System Works is going to work on a Hotel Dusk game with
What?
Nintendo.
What?
I don't know. That was mentioned this morning. I saw somewhere, and I was like, "What does that mean?" Apparently, they've made games that are like similar to Hotel Dusk in the past, and that like popped up around the time of that Hotel Dusk, the trademark getting renewed or something like that. So I think people are drawing connections where there might not be any. But either way, I'm ready to see some more stuff from Arc System Works. What are they doing right now? They announced
Tokon.
something.
They're Tokon.
Tokon, right?
The Marvel
Yes.
thing. But a new project. Is the creator of Guilty Gear the same guy who created Blaze Blue? Because that's another Arc thing.
I
would like
assume
another.
so.
I would like another Blaze Blue. I always like Blaze Blue even more than Guilty Gear. Apparently, no, that's not the same person. I don't know. We'll find out.
I was talking to Christian a bit, Christian from Argentina. Do you think Arc System works is just done with Dragon Ball Fighter Z or Fighters.
But
For
they're done
now.
with like that game. I bet you would think we would get another one at some
We'll
point.
come back around. They're going to do Marvel first, right? The Marvel's going to be
Yeah.
taking all that energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like they're probably pausing on whatever work they would have been doing for another Dragon Ball game in favor of this current license, which is Marvel.
Yeah, I think that's
I think
that
so.
team. So yeah, don't expect that anytime soon. Fighters to fighters with even more Z's.
The director of Hotel Dusk works at ArcSys.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Was it? Yeah. I
does that mean?
Wasn't there some other thing like about a remaster or compilation? I don't know.
I think there was just the Hotel Dusk trademark got renewed, and that like
That's right.
popped people off in a bunch of different directions. I don't know if anything's actually going to happen there. All right, another showcase next week: Resident Evil Requiem, Pragmata, and more to appear at Capcom Showcase. That is happening in 2 days. It's going to happen on Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 40 minutes. It's going to be one of those Capcom showcases. Mostly just an update on stuff we already know about. Probably not too many new announcements, but who knows? They have a lot to show off, though. More from Monster Hunter Wilds, more from Street Fighter 6. I did check out Ilana. What's her name?
Elena.
Elena, thank you. And Street Fighter 6 on Switch 2, and that was cool. But yeah, they have more characters coming there. Pragmata and Resident Evil Requiem will also show up there. This is probably where they show off the video demo that I got at Summer Game Fest for Requiem.
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about that. Now I'm like a little bummed because like I already saw that. But yeah, they're gonna want to show that probably.
Right, that's not public yet. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So
It's good. So yeah, people enjoy that part because there's a lot of rumors about what else is in Requiem, and it's even clear that they're holding back. And I'm wondering if we're gonna like see that stuff now, or if that's still coming a little bit later, maybe a little bit later.
Go ahead, Grub.
I was gonna make a joke that if Pragmata is a secret Mega Man game, Mike's not allowed to play it on Monday Evening Gaming. Mike's at night.
Anywhere else?
Okay,
Yes.
I'll play it on the Miss Show. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, is it too early to expect to see anything more from the Okami sequel?
Too early.
Yeah.
That game's out next year,
Does
2026.
that even have a year? Okami
It
2?
definitely had a year.
I don't know if it definitely had
Nope,
a
no year. I could have swore they talked about a year at the SGF. All right, well, fair enough.
I'm at the official web page for it. I don't see anything about it.
Okay,
yet.
all right. They just announced it was in
No
development. Well,
year.
they showed it to us at Summer Game Fest, which we're allowed to say. So they
Are you
probably
getting Okami mixed up with Onimusha?
Oh, yes, my bad. Onimusha, yes. I was getting Okami mixed up with Onimusha. Okami's not out for like 17 years.
yeah, that's
I
what
was
I was
thinking of Odama. Oh,
I was thinking,
right,
like,
yeah.
show it definitely. Yeah, they're gonna. Is Onimusha not on this short list? That's strange.
Yeah, Onimusha I thought was out like this year, maybe. Okay. Man, that's my brain just doing tricks on me.
I know they both start with O's. They're both
Right,
Japanese.
and then they kind of end in eyes too. They got to keep that in mind. That's a big part of it. Skate's early access release window has been narrowed down. EA's Skate reboot is slated for an early access release in summer 2025. A major playtest update is scheduled for July 2nd, and players can register as a Skate Insider until June 27th to participate. This update will bring significant improvements, including presentation improvements, a higher player limit of 150, more missions and challenges, a streamlined tutorial, and additional character customization. Full Circle, the developer, has confirmed that Skate will require a permanent online connection, blah, blah, blah. This is a game that I think people are still kind of concerned about because the rumblings coming out of people who have been in some of these tests have been a little bit like, it's not there yet. But hey, they're promising improvements. Maybe this one will change things around. But it does sound like they are trying to like barrel towards eventually releasing this game, maybe even this year still.
I feel so bad for Skate because I feel like, partially because of this website, there was a lot of hype for Skate 4. And then in that process of Skate 4 being developed, teased, shown, tested, and everything, Tony Hawk came back. And
That's how
reminded
long it
everyone
was.
that Tony Hawk is sick as hell.
yes.
What, Jan, are you a Skate person? Because I was never a Skate guy. Okay, so when people were saying they want Skate 4, and now this game is going to be Skate, but like, it sounds like it's going to be Skate, but like you just hang out online and do Skate stuff. And everyone's like, well, that's not what I want. I'm like, well, how is it different? Like, what would you be doing different in like your ideal version of Skate 4?
I don't know. I think it's just like the trick lines and everything. In the same way that people that have continued to play Splatoon are like freaks with Splatoon. The people that have continued to play Skate are freaks with it because they've turned the physics into something like Tony Hawk. But in terms of what I'm looking for when I say I want Skate 4 is like I kind of want that smooth control with like flicking the analog sticks to like, pull off tricks that
I assume that this is going to have all that. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
I don't
hoping.
know.
But none of the other Skate clones or games inspired by Skate have necessarily pulled off good enough physics that kind of rides the line of feeling arcadey and feeling sim-ish. Because there was that skating game that came out, I think, last year.
Yeah.
That it felt pretty close, but it didn't quite capture all of the miscellaneous random stuff that like the Skate franchise brings. Because like Skate, they really play up the fact of like being a skateboarder and like trying to get on magazines, getting the right angle of a trick and everything.
What was that game? I went to an event for that.
Session?
That sounds right.
It's Skater XL or Session.
I think it was Session. I believe it was Session. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very Skate-like, which I've always been a Tony Hawk guy.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that this game does deliver. I like the idea of hanging out online with friends and skateboarding and setting stuff up, and then there being as long as there's actual constructed missions as well alongside that, and players can just mess around with those things if they choose to do so. I mean, to me, it sounds like a pretty good setup, but I don't know. I'm not a skate guy, so I'm not the one that they have to figure out and please. All right, Xbox's surprise MetaQuest 3S VR headset is out now, but supply is, quote, extremely limited. Xbox and Meta have partnered to release a limited edition MetaQuest 3S Xbox edition available for $400. The bundle includes a custom 128 gigabyte MetaQuest 3S matching touch plus controllers, a limited edition Xbox wireless controller, an elite strap, 3 months of Meta Horizon Plus, and 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So the idea is this is just a MetaQuest 3S, kind of in the same way that the Xbox Asus ROG Ally is just a ROG. But you use this to access Game Pass and to stream games through the cloud to your headset with the Xbox controller, which is something people can do right now.
Yeah.
But since everything is an Xbox, why not call everything an Xbox? It's kind of what they're doing here. I don't know.
Everything is an Xbox is just like we're gonna put the sticker on everything.
I mean,
really
literally is what's happening with this. Yes, it's strange. I mean, to me, when I hear the supply is extremely limited, it kind of feels like a test. Like they're going to see if people care about this sort of thing. And my guess is they won't. I don't care about this.
No.
Yeah, I mean, well, it does have an elite strap.
Shit, I didn't consider the elite strap.
So I think we gotta like redo the calculation here a little bit.
Hey, make
Clearly
sure
worth it.
you're okay with that with your significant
Yeah,
other.
get consent first. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not really worried about playing my Xbox in general much. Like I said, I enjoy using it when I do, but them finding other ways to like bring Xbox into my life so far, nothing's been as compelling as the ROG Ally, and even that is only compelling to a point because I'm like, that's just a PC handheld, which I've had a bunch for years now. And this one, I guess I'll have to get my hands on to see if I care about any of the improvements they've made to that experience. But as it stands right now, it's like, okay, I'm curious, but that's the best you got for me. Yeah. I think that's going to do it for the news, though. So, Jan, I'm handing the show back over to you.
Folks, we're going to take another quick break, and after that, we will be back with emails and super chats if we've gotten any. Stay tuned, folks. We'll see you on the other side of this. These are the emails for the show. Emails Bombcast at giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. Write in about any and everything you want. You want to avoid an awkward social interaction where there's no one to talk to? Well, feel free to email us. You got a fun quiz, a couple trivia questions, or just general cues, quandaries, musings about the video game industry. Then, hey, send them to us. Bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address. Continuing their trivia and fun facts, Simon from Saskatchewan has continued to write in. Thank you, Simon. Simon writes in, hello, Bombcast. The Mandarin word for egg is Dan. Coincidence? Yes. There's a very unpleasant egg dish in part of China involving urine. Not going to say here, though, although I found
It's called Dan Riker.
egg. The 1,000-year egg dish repulsive. It's worth looking up if you don't know what it is. It can be rude to refuse food in China, so I felt like I had to eat it. The reason we eat chicken eggs instead of duck and turkey eggs, although also delicious and healthier for us, is because chickens need less space to lay eggs. They do it faster than other birds, and they don't have strong maternal instincts over their eggs.
Yeah, they're like, fuck it. I don't care. Get lost.
$86? No.
Make an omelet. See what I care.
The state that produces the most eggs is Iowa, followed closely by Ohio.
Yay.
Eggshell color doesn't mean anything in terms of healthiness or taste. It's based on genetics and usually the feather color around the hen's ears. Now, are those like shoot ears, or is that ear like hen's ears like a word for anus for chickens?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a euphemism for anus. You
Yeah,
got it, Jan.
I'm not happy with chicken anatomy. Can we just skip over this part?
Cloaca.
That's a good word.
Eggs last longer in the fridge. Many places around the world think we're weird for putting them in the fridge. Also, it's best to wash/rinse your eggs before cracking them. Think of where it's been, parentheses, the cloaca.
Negative, parentheses, negative.
Eggshells are great for the garden, and they're a good source of calcium for plants. They're not good in an omelet. Thanks for the content. Simon from Saskatchewan. P.S. Can Paul be a regular feature on Giant Bomb? Generally seems like a cool dude. Seems like the Midwest guy you'd like to have a drink with.
Wow.
I don't know,
Simon
Simon.
hates dogs too. I didn't know that. All right.
I don't know, son. You're gonna change your tune after the beginning of this podcast, perhaps.
He can be good to have drinks with. I've had thousands of drinks with him. And
Yeah, and just
fun.
protect your dog.
Sometimes he doesn't actively hurt any dogs, but yeah.
Just indirectly.
He just-
that's all.
Yeah, he just didn't do the lever on the trolley problem. Is all.
Yeah,
I'm not
he
gonna- I'm
didn't
not
pull
gonna
the
defend
That's how they
trigger.
got Seinfeld.
Yep, he just didn't pull the trigger. You're right.
Yeah, not going to defend that. No.
He bought the gun and the bullet.
Eggs, just yes or no. Doesn't have to be a whole thing. Again, Dan 3.0 doesn't entertain this, but
Yep, new arc.
chicken eggs were never in a chicken's asshole.
Well, yes, it was.
Yeah, that's why I said chicken
I thought the
anatomy is
cloaca was like a different
upsetting.
chamber situation.
Cloaca.
Well,
that's
that's-
the whole thing. Is cloaca is one chamber where it all happens.
Oh, okay. So it's that the piss and shit and eggs is all the same hole.
Listen, I'm no expert, but that's my understanding of what a cloaca is versus genitalia.
I
Yeah.
understand that, and I don't need to elaborate.
It's also proof there's no God. So, you know,
Imagine if we shit eggs.
I'm sorry.
Like, what if we shit eggs?
What
as
if we
people?
shit eggs? I don't know.
Wouldn't
What
it
if
Wouldn't
we
that be
shit
weird?
eggs? Yeah.
Yeah.
it'd be
No,
weird.
I think that'd be perfect.
Especially-
If that's what we do, then it's normal.
Yeah,
then.
exactly. I was going to say, especially based off the hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, sure, that'd be weird if we
Yeah,
all
if
of a
we
sudden
started tomorrow.
It'd be
Shitting
weird if
eggs
one
on
of us
Thursday.
started tomorrow. Like, that would be in the news.
Right.
like,
yeah.
oh, headlines: humans around the world shitting eggs inexplicably.
Okay. If you started shitting whole eggs and it didn't hurt, didn't cause any problems,
Would you eat it?
tell anybody?
Yes.
Like, if I just went to go take a shit and I looked down and there were like 6 eggs in my toilet.
And it, yes, and it's
Like
like,
perfect
clear, you
eggs,
even
they're
like
not even,
realize
like,
it.
stained or anything?
Yes.
Girl, the question isn't would you tell anyone? The question is, would you cook them?
That's
Well,
not
clearly,
perfect.
yeah,
I'd
free
cook
eggs
them.
in this economy.
No, not doing that.
No. No.
I would tell Bianca, and then I would do a video call with the doctor.
Sure.
There
Okay.
you go.
I would
Yeah.
call
A video
Mike's
call.
father.
The
Yeah,
video.
you
You're like,
can
this
get in
isn't
quicker
worth.
that way.
This isn't worth traveling.
It's just you get in quicker with the video call. I just hold up the
Yeah, he's
eggs.
not, he's got
my
to put a
ass.
finger in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're in. Say you had to go. You decided to go to the ER. Would you bring those eggs, or would you just tell?
Yeah,
them?
I'd bring them.
I'd bring
Basket
them.
eggs.
It's like, you know, when like your stomach's having weird stuff and they ask you to bring in like a fecal sample or whatever, they would want to see the eggs.
And
You
you
got to
go-
send
you
it
go
off
to
to Quest Diagnostics.
And you go to
Yeah.
the ER, and there's another guy across the room with a basket full of eggs. And
We're
you
all
start
just looking at each other.
like, you too?
Yeah.
You too?
Something's going on here, isn't it? God, what a weird zombie movie that is. It's the disease that makes you shit eggs.
I would watch that.
That's fucked up, man. That's like, okay.
All right. Next email is a little bit of a serious one. This comes from Dave in Roseville.
Thank you for the heads up there after that egg thing we were just doing.
Yeah.
This
hard
is a little
pivot.
bit more real, gang. Dave from Roseville writes in, becoming the better version of you is hard. Dan's recent journey into becoming his upgraded self has inspired and both enraged me. Small amount of context, I'm 40, and I've just now realized I've pretty much pissed away most of my life. So I've made the effort to become my 2.0. I must say, though, doing so requires so much paperwork from therapists, psychiatrists, to doctors and gyms. You all have been with me through so much that could be a short story in of itself. If this gets read, tell me how you crawled out of the darkness and at least started the journey of being a better you. If not, thanks for all you do. Dave from Roseville, now soon to be ex-sad sack of shit.
I know Dave from Roseville, 100% I know. I'm sure it's different for everyone. I don't know. With me, I always like self-improvement and everything. And I think over the years, even those who've probably watched me for a long time realize that, like, there's a lot of things I like about my father that I got from him, and there's a lot of things that drive me nuts. And over the years, I've seen the things that drive me nuts, and I've seen them in myself, and I've been like, oh shit, I don't want to make other people feel like that because this is genuinely infuriating. Because, like, there's the stuff that is like infuriating in a funny, fun way and stuff like that, and I'm fine with keeping that. But then there's also stuff where it's like, okay, I don't want to be closed-minded like this. I don't want to be, a certain way. So, like, recognizing the things that frustrate me, I guess, and him specifically, and doing everything I can to, excise that from my own personality. That's been a guiding thing for me, I would say.
Yeah, Dave, as someone that is completely emotionally, mentally, spiritually still fractured, I would say what you're doing already is steps enough, and any type of progress is progress. There's going to be days, weeks, months where it feels like a certain Blake Club episode where there's zero proggies, but like every incremental step is still a step forward. And hey, even you writing this email and taking some of those steps of like getting a therapist, a psychiatrist, even thinking about going to see a doctor for physical health and going to the gym is good, because also you want to do this for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got to come from there. It's for me, it's always been like a natural process, because what happens is I always find myself kind of moving away from things that I dislike, and there's nothing I dislike than me from 5 years ago, where I'm like, oh man, I did that. Man, that sucks. I don't want to be that guy anymore. And so I'm always trying to like be better than that person that I used to be that kind of annoys me. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to keep trying to improve or self-reflect at the very least and try to find the way to deal with these problems, which usually is just put a little bit of work in, try to have a little inner strength and find yourself and be a little bit better. But yeah.
I think it's normal and healthy to look at past versions of you and just
I think so.
like, I look back, even 5, 10, the different versions, and I'm just like, oh man, what a dumbass. What did I?
What a dumbass.
Yep. I think that's a good sign that you're looking back at that with open eyes, and you're
I
also
think it's
like,
better than the people who don't seem to ever self-reflect. I do feel better than those people. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, Dave, if you're looking for tips or miscellaneous things to do in the process of improving yourself, I would highly suggest go read.
Yeah.
Go read more and maybe read something out of your normal wheelhouse, even if it's something simple like a cookbook. Just because there could be like fun little things to introduce into your life that you could get from stuff as simple as like a cookbook. Maybe be a little bit wary of the type of stuff you're reading, because sometimes some of these improve your life books are kind of a little bit of a snake oil, because they just want to hoodwink you into paying for courses or whatever. Don't do that.
A lot of them, though, are just like, because I've read plenty of them too, with like anxiety and things like that. And a lot of them, you could just like, they've got like 3 or 4 ideas of like, here's a way you can, if you have a panic attack to, calm down or whatever. And then it's like, it's padded out to be a full book. And it's like, I normally wouldn't be one to just like Sparks Notes something or Cliff Notes or whatever. But like a lot of these like self-help ones are just like, okay, you're just like, this is way too much here,
Yeah. And yo, Dave, feel free to send in progress along to the Bombcast.
Demand it.
Yes. I think was May or June Mental Health Awareness Month.
Well, we're doing it again. Let's do it again in July.
Oh, is it May? Never mind. Then don't get in touch with us. No.
Nice, Mike.
No, do that. It'd be great.
But yeah, I don't know. It's an important thing. I know that we've been very vocal as of late about politics and stuff. Fuck ICE. But also at the same time, I think dudes, specifically dudes in our demo, should talk about their mental health more to destigmatize it.
Yep.
It's nuts to me that because I feel like there have been so many huge strides forward in recent years. I can't imagine not being open about how you feel about things with the people around you, with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones. Like that just seems like the most unhealthy thing to not just be completely.
Hey, you only
full
get one
transparency
life. What are you
with that stuff.
doing?
Yeah. Talk to people about how you're feeling. Yes.
Yeah. Go watch High School Musical 3.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
I haven't seen this.
Some of you are saying.
Jan, I want to watch High School Musical with you.
We should do a film. Okay, I know this is a long list now of film in 40s, but we
Start
have
with
to do
Riccio.
No,
We're
we're
not
starting with the Angels and Demons.
Angels and Demons, and then a Riccio interlude, finishing it off with the Da Vinci Code, and then the High School Musical trilogy.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, gang. Moving on. Peter writes in, "Hi, I'm watching Dan play Sonic 06 and just need to know, Mount Rushmore of volcanoes and games? Tekken is one of them, right?
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean Tekken. Boy, Tekken might be number one. There's the one in the Luncheon Kingdom in Mario Odyssey. That's a fun one because you go up there and you make
good
a
one,
steak
Dan,
in it or
yes.
something, right? Like you put food in there. It's like a soup and a boss fight. So Odyssey, Tekken. I think Tekken's number one.
Yes. All right. I'm trying to think of other volcanoes in video games.
The volcano in Resident Evil 5 that Wesker is falling and then you shoot rockets into his eyes.
Death Mountain is a volcano that you go into in
That's
Breath of the Wild.
That's a volcano that
It's
Dragon
dormant.
lives in a volcano in Dragon.
There's lava in there.
Death Mountain? There's lava in every fucking dungeon.
Okay, it's still a volcano.
Dragon
I
Roost
think
Island
a
has an active volcano, right?
I'm sure this probably isn't the scientific explanation, but I picture a volcano. You need a big hole at the top, and it needs to be filled with bubbling, brewing lava. And that's not what Death
Amen, brother.
Stranding.
Death Mountain.
Mountain looks like.
But right, it's not a bowl of lava, correct? But it's a
Right.
volcano.
No, I want it to look like the baking soda volcanoes.
Okay.
Like the
all right,
vinegar
well,
ones. Like it needs to look like this with a hole on top.
I want a mashed potato volcano.
that's going to limit you because there's only so many cartoon volcanoes in video games.
But Dragon Roost Island's got one, right? That's good.
Yeah, Dragon Roost Island's fine. Yeah, although it's not like, is it Mount Rushmore worthy? I don't know.
All
Dragon
right,
Roost
well,
is great.
we've loosely picked some. Alex in Bendigo, Australia, has given us all homework to do before the next Bombcast. Evening Bombers, I'm sending you all homework of a metal album to listen to.
Oh.
Dan, you get From Beale Street to Oblivion by Clutch. Bluesy,
Yeah.
hard rock. I'd be surprised if you haven't tried this band already.
I have not.
You've heard of Clutch. think you
Jan,
have.
Praise Armageddonism by Blood Command. Pop punk inspired fun. Mike gets Ziltoid, the Omniscient, 2007 version by Devin Townsend.
Oh, no, I
It's a
haven't,
musical about an alien that tries to destroy Earth in search of the best cup of coffee. Devin's very operatic. If you like Iron Maiden, you should like his voice.
Oh, I feel like
that's a good call for Mike.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think so. I was worried about Mike's choice. That one sounds perfect for him.
Jerf, Mariner by Cult of Luna and Julie Christmas, one of my favorite albums.
Okay.
Grub, given your preferences for a Colorado night, there's really only one choice. Absolute Everywhere by Blood Incantation.
Oh,
Enjoy
man.
the black hole, bud.
All right, I'm going in deep.
I expect full essays on your assignment for your assignment next week. Don't actually do this. Alex in Bendigo, Australia. All right, praise Armageddonism. I do love some pop punk inspired stuff. All right, moving on. Let's see. Oh, we have another quiz.
Oh shit.
Oh,
This
yeah.
one comes from Matt in Scotland. Let me pull up the answers here. Hey, Bombers. Been an on and off listener since I was 15. Oh, my God.
What the fuck does that even mean? I don't. Oh my god, 15. Wow.
Well, they're 15 and a half now, so.
Right.
Wow.
It's been a few months.
And now I teach English literature to teenagers.
What?
God, wow. Homeboy and I are probably around the same age. Let's see. One of the best/worst parts of my job is the slang, which I am now an unwilling expert on. So much so, here's a quiz with a series of hip new words that you can test yourself with to make you feel old and disconnected from the youth. Enjoy and keep up the great work, Matt from Scotland. Okay. Basically, there's 26 words. I'm going to say the slang, and you all tell me what you think it means. Okay. No real scores for this. We'll work together.
No scores don't matter. Points don't matter. Let's go.
All right. Yes. Whose line is that anyway? Rules. Number 1, Sigma.
Cool.
Yeah, just like someone who's like doing it right.
Mega Man X Final Boss.
Okay. Generally, we got that right. It means good. Beta.
Cockhold.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry. What was that, Mike?
Cockhold.
Yep. Weak. Number 3, Skibbity.
Evil.
Okay. Bad. Sure. 4, Mewing.
151.
that's like
Meowing?
Putting your tongue to the
it's
top
like-
of your mouth.
yeah, like it's touching your face in a like a soothing way, right?
Oh, it's like the Rizzler.
Yeah, the Rizzler's probably mewing constantly.
Yeah.
No, it's just like the proper tongue placement in your mouth.
Well, according to this quiz, it means looking good.
Oh, okay.
like
All right.
yeah.
It's named after a doctor named Mew or something. I don't know.
Okay. I get what you were saying now, Mike. 151. Funny.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how to pronounce this one. Phantom tax? Phantom tax?
Oh,
Yes,
that's what you
it's-
owe the O company when you buy it from them.
I think it's like when you like you remember you used to grab like someone's food in like Snack Inspector.
Oh, I think that's
Oh.
right, Bacalar. Yeah.
Yeah,
You are
it-
correct,
yeah,
Bacalar.
it's like
It means
Phantom tax.
Oh, see,
stealing food.
What does Phantom mean, though?
I don't know.
I
just
bet
like-
Phantom's someone who bummed food off a friend in a video once on YouTube or
Chad.
something.
I always just do the poison test thing. Like, poison test. Oh, they hide the poison right here.
Okay, Phantom is an American content creator, and he's done stuff with what's the big Twitch guy that, like the biggest Twitch guy?
I show speed.
The other one.
PewDiePie?
Kai Cenat?
Kai Cenat. Yeah, he was on Kai Cenat. I think he ate food once. He says Phantom tax.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
It's not
6,
Phantom. Yeah.
It's Phantom.
Yeah.
Sus.
That's suspicious.
Suspicious.
But it also, but it's also sometimes skewed with like a sexual innuendo. Like,
Sure.
you're
Well,
being sussy. Ooh.
Oh.
when you
Susie
add that
Baka.
to us.
Sussy Baka, yes, of course.
All right. Well, that's not on the list. 7, negative aura.
Bad vibes, right?
That's just. I think that
Yeah.
one's self-explanatory, right?
Yeah.
Xbox Heat.
Yes.
Yes, actually. Number 8, mad lit.
That's just Mike Minotti.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
can take Brit lit, you can take American lit, or you can take Mad lit.
Okay, that means stylish. I'm gonna skip through some of these because these feel a little bit old. 13, looks maxing.
That's you're trying to like do weird things to you to make yourself as handsome as possible to make yourself an alpha that attracts females.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. It means being attractive. 19, chuggy.
Slow?
Chugi. Man, Chugi could be.
I don't know what that
anything.
means.
I can't even think of it. Like I can't even get one neuron to connect with another one in my brain with some kind of word association.
It's got to be
figure
someone's
out
name,
What
and then
Chugi could possibly mean.
It means out of date and trying to be trendy. Okay. Some of these other words, the words I'm skipping: mad lit, EP, mog, big L, no cap, bussin', 8 op, Ohio, bet, SK.
These are all. Yeah. Wait. What is that? Just when you're calling a cat?
It's a filler. No, that's
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a filler expression for excitement or laughter. Let's see.
I know Op because of Samoa Joe.
Yes. What about jiddle yang?
That's not real.
That's dessert at the Filipino fast food restaurant that you like, Jan.
Yes, that is correct. But it also is an attention grabber.
Okay. I don't think you can call someone a jiddle yang. Actually, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. And last one here, Fatulu Hogan.
Fatula Hogan?
That's Italian brain
Hogan.
rot.
Hey, Emmy, what's Fatula Hooligan?
I think it just means like it's just like
Okay.
it's like nonsense, right?
Italian brain rot.
This one is the most specific one because it means someone overweight and seen as less than.
Really?
It's me.
Yeah, no.
That is too many syllables for that.
Tula Tugan.
I just don't know how to read properly. All right. Well, thank you, Matt from Scotland, for that. A couple more emails here. We'll skip a hip hop quiz because Mike is on the phone. Travis and Fargo writes in, which of you has a favorite video game that has the lowest Metacritic score? I think I really like Pursuit, like the bouncer.
Yeah, it's not bad.
What's the bouncer's Metacritic score? All right.
Bullet Witch.
Total overdose.
Metacritic. This is like hard. Like I just don't like
It's
this in my
Yeah.
head. Yeah, Metacritic for the bouncer is 66.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good actually.
What the first Twisted Metal is.
A favorite video game. The first Twisted Metal is going to be good, right?
I would think so.
I like Star Wars Bounty Hunter a lot. That one, I don't know do I love it though? I don't know. It's a 68, so Jan's got me beat there. Oh wait, that was remaster. 65 for the original.
Oh.
It's hard. This is a hard one.
Yeah, it's tough.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll just move on to the last two emails in the show. This one comes from Jeff from Quebec. Hi, folks. I was chatting with the front desk duder whilst checking in, and somehow through the small talk, he let me know he really likes detectives and paranormal and so on. I didn't feel like asking about the esoteric, so I asked, "Who's your favorite detective?" The question stopped him. It suddenly felt very serious. He didn't have an answer ready, yet obviously he has a favorite. I just confronted him with the fact, and he had to choose. Silence. He smiled and said in a soft but confident voice, "Batman." So,
It's pretty good.
using your new friend's very broad definition of a detective, who's your favorite detective? For me, I guess it's Laura Croft? Jack Bauer? Cheers, Jeff from Quebec.
It's hard to not pick Jack Bauer if he's ever
He's
brought up.
well, Batman's more of a detective than Jack
I like
Bauer.
Batman too, but Jack
I mean, Batman
Bauer,
is like he does get labeled detective more than I
calls
think
himself
people
that. Yeah.
exactly more than
He's
people
the world's
sort
greatest
of
detective. Like,
exactly
that's cool.
Detective Comics like people.
The answer's
yeah.
Columbo. It's Columbo. He's the best detective.
It's Monk.
Columbo's the best detective. People have died on Columbo's watch, right? Like sometimes it takes Columbo so long to pin the murderer down that murderer will murder another person first, and that's bad, right? I don't want that happening to me. But people die on Batman's watch all the time. I want a detective from more of a kid show thing, right?
Inspector Gadget.
Dan
Yeah, you
Fiasco's
want
a-
kid show
He's an
rules to be
inspector,
applied
actually,
because
though.
then you're definitely not going to get hurt.
He inspects crime.
Yeah,
you know.
Like, oh, that looks like crime, all right.
Jimmy
It's,
McNulty. Jimmy McNulty from The Wire. That's a good one.
It's I have two answers. It's Monk, and someone said Eddie Valiant from Who Framed Roger
I have my
Rabbit.
real
That's
answer.
pretty
It's
good.
Veronica Mars. Veronica Mars is my favorite detective.
Eddie Valiant
Oh.
was a drug.
He's a
who-
private eye.
Yeah, he's a private eye. He's a great character. I don't know if I really trust him with my life.
Sure.
Did I ever tell y'all when I cried when I found out that Encyclopedia Brown was a white kid?
No, that's very funny.
You cried? Aw, buddy.
What do you mean Encyclopedia Brown was a white kid? What's that
Well,
book?
Yeah, but he's like a little white detective kid,
Yeah.
and I bought the books thinking like, oh, his last name's Brown. That means he's brown like me. And then my mom showed me a cover of a different one of like, no, he's a white kid. I was like, I thought he was like me.
Anyone's first name is actually Encyclopedia.
Oh, sure.
Probably.
be.
Yeah.
I like it.
good
It'd be
word.
cool.
I
like
cried when Mike Tyson
encyclopedia.
lost to Buster Douglas.
Oh, yes.
I was 8, and it was very
Yeah.
sad. He was
Yeah.
from Michigan, like me.
I like Psych a lot.
Who?
Psych.
That show?
Characters welcome, Mike.
Man,
She
that
does-
seemed. I could have guessed that you like Psych a lot, Jan. For parentheses, positive mostly.
It doesn't sound, your tone does not sound
It
pretty.
doesn't sound like it, dude.
Well,
It
Professor
is.
Layton. Professor Layton's a detective, right?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
him.
Professor Layton's pretty sharp. Professor Phoenix Wright's like seems like an idiot, but he always gets to the right place eventually. What Phoenix Wright does in those video games is really more like being a detective than being a lawyer.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Is House kind of a
Yes.
detective?
He's
a
100%
doctor
Sherlock Holmes.
detective. Yeah.
Doctor
Yes.
detective. Yeah.
All right, all right.
That's why they call him House, because it's like, hey, we're just gonna do Sherlock Holmes, but for sick people.
All right, gang. That about brings us to our last email. This one comes from Matt in Bangor, Northern Ireland. Hey, team. FYI, I've started saying Jeff's Instagram username in my head in the style of Pink Pony Club by Chapel Roan. Jeff, grubby grub. I think this
Yeah, great. That's gonna be my head now.
I think this has the potential to be the new Mike Menotti, Mike Menotti.
Nothing has that potential.
No, and that the reality is, it won't get stuck in my head because I don't actually need to sing my own name all that often.
No.
I'm not-
Yeah,
you know,
only one
really.
person in the group really seems to feed off that.
I guess it also works. Alice points out it also works with Jeff Bakalar. Jeff Bakalar.
Oh, that's good too. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Mike
Yeah, sure.
Minotti. Yeah, I guess what else it works with, right? I mean,
Tokoto.
yeah, right. See, it's good.
Thank you, Matt. And
Yeah,
Bangor,
that's his
Northern
name. You know.
Ireland. Once again, thank you for sending your lovely emails to bombcast@giantbomb.com. Mike, can I ask you to read some super chats?
Yeah, absolutely. Here, thank you everybody for sending these in. During the show today, Martin Hoa says, I'm a weirdo who has a big retro game collection. Do I buy a physical copy of Mind's Eye to have it? Where it may not be playable in 10 to 15 years?
Yes.
Peepo.
Yeah.
100%
I'm looking
buy that.
now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Also, buy Xbox games. Apparently, Kelsey Lewin on the thing was saying like they'll get 4 copies of Xbox versions of third-party games, and they sell maybe one of those. No one's buying those things, so you should get those.
Should you wait like 6 months here so the thing's really cheap and then buy a physical copy of Mind's Eye? Or is that risky?
Go for Mind's Eye. At like anything under $25.
I got a sealed Concord, so like there is
Me
a
too.
certain appeal to that.
Right up there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, here's one from Simon from Saskatchewan. Jan, disregard the PS of my email with that new lore. Poor Ringo.
Oops.
Also, will Dan eat 30 bananas when Donkey Kong releases? He said he could do it in a previous episode.
I mean, there needs to be personal incentive, but I'm not saying no.
I mean, could we do a Donkey Kong
Nutrition?
Bonanza stream where you try to eat as many bananas as you can just for pride?
He's gonna barf.
Need
He's
like money in pocket for each one, but I'd talk Bananathon. I would do it.
All right, maybe I'll
Bonanza?
talk to Chad if they want to like incentivize you or something a little bit. I don't know. We'll come up with something.
Can't you die from eating too many bananas?
We're gonna
Nah,
find
I mean,
out.
You can shoot die from eating anything.
We're gonna
too
find
much,
out.
Yeah.
It would have to be way more than you actually physically could eat.
Let's look into this, everybody, before we just have Dan die from eating bananas.
What do you think's gonna like? He's not gonna eat.
I'm not gonna ask you, Mister. I'm just gonna blast him with a firecracker
Yeah.
in his face. You're not Dan Reichert's safety advisor, that's for sure.
Yeah, you get asked last.
But you're afraid of fruit, so like what do you mean?
All right, we'll get a media. We'll get
You're
it.
like,
someone
he
from
seriously
tweet.
could die. He can't fucking die from eating bananas. No.
I think you could die from eating enough of anything, but
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I'll
but
get
we
back.
force feed him.
yeah, I don't think you'll literally just croak after 12
What if-
bananas.
what if his tummy explodes?
Hey,
I mean, that
mistakes
lady
are
died
made.
from drinking too much water. Hold your wee for a wee.
What?
Oh, well, that
You
was
don't remember Hold Your Wee
stupid.
for a Wee?
I remember that.
Hold your Wii for a Wii? No,
It
it's
was
not a part
like
of
in
that
like
promotion.
2006 or so when the Wii was new and it was hard to find.
So the
Some
Wii killed
fucking-
someone?
Some fucking radio. No, it was like a radio station or some local thing where they had a
Got
contest called Hold Your Wii for a Wii, where you had to drink a bunch of water, and whoever held it longest got a
And she
free Wii.
drowned?
And this lady died. No, she had some like weird poisoning or kidney malfunction or something. Like, so yeah, trying to get a Wii killed her.
The most abundantly available console in the
Not
history.
then. Not
No,
then.
it was
Oh,
back
that
then. It
was
was
hard
so
as hell
hard
to
to
get back
find.
then.
Yeah, no, you're right. She should have died.
She didn't deserve it. Yeah.
You're right. Never mind. I take it back.
Spenny Killer says, shout out to my 8-year-old son, Jack, for winning his
Hey.
first baseball tournament. He's a big Giant Bomb fan, and we listened to you guys all weekend. Keep up the great work. Love this Giant Bomb era. Pete from LeBlanc. Congratulations, Jack.
Let's go, Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
My poor nephew was he's had 2 baseball tournaments now, like the local town one, then the all-star like team for the counties, and both of them he gets to they're doing really well, and then they get to the final game and they can't quite pull it off. it was rough on Saturday because it was, like 96 degrees. He had to play in 3 of these games in that one day. I was only there for two of them, and that was bad.
400 bananas is what chat says. I'm sorry. I'm stalling
That
that.
may have to die.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw up before that.
He's
That's
not
a
gonna be able
lot.
to eat like 10. Like we're
throw
Maybe
up.
10. Maybe 10. I don't think,
at most 10.
Oh,
Yeah,
Greg
but-
says, I like how Christian's last name is from Argentina.
Yeah.
And then I do like that. And then Breezy
Makes it easy for me.
Breezy Caesar says, just want to say I loved having you back on the main cast. Bacalar. Love you, man. Just put the phone away during movies. The woodpeckers can wait. Hashtag Dan was right. Oh, boy. This whole thing again.
Oh yeah.
That
Thanks,
was not
Breezy.
the argument. That still
Yeah, that's-
never was the argument.
Yeah,
oh my
no,
God.
exactly. No one understands it. This is why.
Hey, look, I
this is why people
appreciate
think
art,
January
others don't.
6th
It's
is
fine.
okay.
Teach their own.
This is why people are okay with January 6th because you're.
Yes.
This is because of
Dan
your spin.
specifically is okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Breezy. That's very sweet of you to say.
How are
I'm
bananas
glad.
so fucking cheap?
Guys,
sorry?
we get them from countries that's all they export, and we kind of force them to sell to us cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
like
they make
99
a lot
cents
of
for
them.
like 6 of them. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's multiple reasons there. Bananas are very popular. It's the most popular fruit, right?
I don't know.
I think it is because
I think
apples
it
aren't
might
as
be.
popular in other countries as they are here.
I would say apple is the default fruit.
In here, but I think a lot of places it's not
Oh.
at all.
Sure.
Yeah,
So, like,
I think
worldwide.
globally, bananas probably
It's a soccer
are.
thing, right?
Maybe
Yeah, they're good
oranges.
for you. They're cheap.
There's
Yeah.
there's no way bananas are this cheap without widespread human suffering. So I don't know.
Oh, clearly, yes.
Yeah, I don't-
Banana Republic's got their name somehow. I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah. Do you guys ever play Tropico?
No, but I like the box art. It's got
Yeah,
that guy that's always like,
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah,
cool.
you like that guy. Huh?
Yeah.
We should make Dan a Tropico
A dictator.
And where
Yeah.
and where do you land on the blood fruit banana, Mike?
The blood fruit banana? Oh, not a fan of that one either. No.
No, for real, yeah.
Yeah, very stinky. Pretty wet.
Very
They're not as bad as
stinky?
apples. They're gross. They get all mushy and you step in them, and I don't like that.
How many bananas have you stepped in?
3.
What?
Did you slip?
I sat
Was
on
it
one
funny?
time
You
because I'm
sat on a banana?
Yeah,
Wait,
it was
which
gross.
way?
The long way.
Well, it's
I
already
sit
out
on
of the
bananas
casing.
the long way.
He's
Yeah.
going vertical.
It had the banana condom off already, so I raw dogged that
shell.
banana.
I will say a very sort of like unripened banana is disgusting in a
Oh,
way
yeah,
that
yeah, for
I
sure.
can't even wrap my head around.
It's gotta
how
be right.
chalky and
It's
all right,
tastes
all
like
right.
trees.
gross it is.
Let's get through the rest of these.
Sorry.
Oh, that was it. That was it. We're done.
Okay, all right.
People aren't sending us any more money for some reason.
All right, gang. What do we got going on the rest of the week? Game Mess mornings popping off from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Correct, Mr. Grubb?
That's right. We'll have a Death Stranding quick look as well.
And the Altars quick look. Blight Club again tomorrow. Mike, is this the week?
Boy, it can't be. It's feeling like I've been doing nothing but playing Rascal for my entire life at this point. Like I am just stuck in this game. Gosh, I'm trying to remember the last time I was playing the same game this long. It hasn't been since Mythologies, I think, where I've had this many episodes. It's
Mike.
not that it's been that long, but it feels like it.
Mike, you know what you need to do? I just looked at the calendar. So I do think you're going to beat it this week. I do genuinely. It didn't seem like you had that much left in Rascal. Okay. And then Grubb, you're out next week, right?
I'm out next week. You guys should do that the Delight Club that you guys have planned.
Gitaru Mitch.
Guitar
Oh,
Mitch. Oh,
that's
that'd
cool.
be fun.
I should bring Kayla in on that. She's the expert on Gitaru Man. Yeah, a Delight Club with Gitaru Man could be fun.
Okay, that would be
That'd be
good.
fun.
Yeah, I know I could emulate it, but I'd like to track down a physical copy of
You
that. I want-
should.
anyway.
Yeah, I mean, because that's one where
Isn't it
any kind of
expensive?
input lag would be fucked on that. So if you can make
Okay.
it, even
I
CRT,
usually-
if you can split
yeah.
it out, I don't know.
I usually don't like getting these games online, but I'll make an exception for Guitar Man for the content.
You should be able to get it for about 100 or less.
Guitar Man's expensive?
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Say Guitar Man's expensive. Yes, it's like
Yeah.
$90.
Well, I'll tell you. Tell you what, I'll do it anyways.
Wow.
For the love of the game. We also got voicemail dump truck this week with our dear friend Abby Russell. Make sure to go call into the show. Have voicemails specifically for Abby. If you missed it yesterday was mornings Mike, what is the title?
Wow. Yesterday was Monday morning's Miss with Mitch. And
right.
then, of course, we had Monday evening gaming at Mike's at night.
I did see a comment saying, "Thank God you're not doing this in the afternoon."
Yeah, that thought occurred to me too.
Because that would change the show dramatically.
It sure would. We ain't doing that. Although, again, if for some reason Dan or Jan ever have to host Mega Man, it just easily becomes Mega Dan or Mega Jan.
Ooh, I like
Right?
that. I
Just
like
works,
that.
We can do
works
that.
that way. Works that way for
We
sure.
announced it earlier, but this UPF we will be playing Rematch against MinMax, so please tune in to that. Y'all have to train up because I know that Janet Garcia actually watches soccer and is a big fan. So like y'all need to like sync up and like get ball is life or whatever.
Can't use your hands. I know that much.
There we go. There we go.
Unless you're the goalie.
Feel better
use
now.
your hands on the controller though. All right. And then finally, folks, for our premium members out there, we will be doing a town hall this Thursday on Discord. Got some announcements and then some other housekeeping to get out of the way. There's also a way for you, the community, to ask us questions directly. You can always ask questions, throw some cues. There's a Q&A channel for premium members on the Discord. A lot of us try and pop in on that and answer some miscellaneous cues as long as we can answer them. Folks, that about does it for the rest of the show. Anyone else got anything else they want to say?
No.
Stay hydrated.
No.
It's really hot out.
Yes. Please stay hydrated. Hydrate or dihydrate. Folks, that about does it for the show. We'll see you next week for another episode of the Giant Bombcast. He's been Mike. He's been Jeff. He's been Jeff. He's been Dan. I've been Jan. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. Fader Black.